Somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up.
Okay. But yes, everybody, welcome to Wrestling Debates and Catering, episode 59. My name is Chris from the Hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. If you want to check out our merch, please go to Pro Wrestling Tees / Heels for Life. Check it out, please. Please support us, everybody. Also, support us on all social media platforms, including here on X. If you do want to check out our Discord, ask for a link, and we will we'll bring you in. Also, we do have a subscriber section as well, but that's like $5.99. It's not too much, whatever. You are able to watch WWE, AEW, all pay-per-views, special pay-per-views, whatever. We got you covered. Also, we have special rooms such as anime rooms. So, like, if you into anime, we have those rooms. We have movie rooms. We have political rooms. We have news rooms. We have wrestling rooms. We have all this shit for you guys, and gaming as well. Tonight, everybody. Yeah, tonight we got a lot to talk about, everybody. But first, before we start, I want to talk with Mr. Darkwing Dubb, Darkwing Duck. You know I did that thing for you, right?
Yeah, I showed my wife that she got a kick out of it.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So first of all, tell us a little bit about you.
Ain't nothing about me, man.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just me. Like, what you want to know? What you want to know? I'm 39 years old. I live in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? I've been
What's a black
wrestling.
man doing in Oklahoma?
Bro, we all over the place.
Not in Oklahoma. That's Tornado Alley.
Our county sheriff is black too.
Oh yeah, but you can't trust Negroes. You know that. What the fuck you mean? Okay. Anyway, so I know that you have a military background, but how did you get into wrestling?
My father, WrestleMania 6, Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I got a couple of videos explaining that, but yeah, that's the first match I remember watching, sitting on the couch with my father, who I don't have a relationship with now. But yeah, but that's neither here nor there right now. I remember sitting on the couch with him, and that's the first match I remember watching was Hogan and Warrior. And at that point, I was like, I'm hooked.
So what got you hooked? Like, what was your favorite match that made you say, man, I want to watch wrestling?
Same one. It was mainly the Ultimate Warrior because I really didn't care for Hogan. I mean, I know he was catered more towards kids at that time, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, that whole nonsense. But it was mainly the Ultimate Warriors. It was like his energy. His energy like had me like, how's he doing this the entire match?
It was called steroids.
Yeah, I know that now. But when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Of course. So,
girl, get back. You can't be on camera.
Please, no kids. We love kids, but no, not kids on this. Like, nope.
No, she's 13, so no.
Oh, she's 13. Oh, then she should know better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, so what let me see. I'm trying to think. So what is the big difference between wrestling back then versus now? Like what part of the landscape you frown upon?
PG.
Really?
I did not like the PG. You growing up in the Attitude Era and even in the Ruthless Aggression era, you know what I mean? The kind of stuff that we were seeing, I know it wasn't for kids, but, I was preteen at the end of the Attitude Era going into the Ruthless Aggression era, preteen, teenager. The kind of stuff that we were seeing, it's like, that's what had you hooked. Like, and then I feel like the storytelling was a little bit better back then. Like, it made me, and what I don't like, especially about today, is the internet, where everybody spoils everything. I wish we could go back to the days to where we didn't know what was going on, so it made you want to tune into Nitro the next week or Monday Night Raw the next week. It made you want to do that. Now, like, if I sign into X or even every now and again on here, somebody's going to spoil something. just like I think it was you or maybe it was somebody else saying they hadn't seen Sinners yet, so don't spoil it. You know, there's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be somebody out there that wants to spoil it these days for everybody else. Whereas
Right.
back then, who was going to spoil it? There was no internet back then,
Right.
or it was brand new, so there was no
I mean,
no.
we had WWE magazines. Like they were living that. I love WWE magazine. I have like a whole bunch of them. Like I literally collect like WWE magazines. So like, say like when they had a section where I could fantasy book. I didn't even have to call in. They literally told you what was the outcast. Like they had potential storylines, potential opponents that they could face. It was very informative because like it would kind of like get me up to speed on like the storylines. Like so, say like if I haven't watched it in almost like maybe 6 months, they'll literally have a section where this person, the storyline, who they're going to face at WrestleMania, who they're going to face at the next pay per view, like all this shit was fucking dope. This is why I don't need the fucking internet. Okay, I can sit here and I can read a book and I can be really entertained. That's what I'm saying. Like I come from that era where I don't need the fucking internet. The internet is just another asset to me, asset to access information, right?
Right.
But if it goes away tomorrow, I'll be like, oh well, that's a bummer. Well, let me go and pick up my phone, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's a perfect segue into what I want to talk to about WWE and the new Unreal special that they're going to be having. I think it's like a special. I think it's going to be like one season or something like that where Triple H spills the beans. My question to you is, we're so big on kayfabe and not knowing what's going on or whatever, and seeing the atrocious buildup from WrestleMania to WrestleMania itself to now. Do you think that this is really a good idea for Triple H to actually spill the beans? I kind of figured you was going to say no, but can you break it down for us?
Think about the back in. I keep bringing up the Attitude Era, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we knew that The Rock was going to be on some kind of interview, right? But he
Mm-hmm.
was still talking the jabroni beating, pie eating kind of stuff. I mean, maybe
Mm-hmm.
simming it down for TV, but he was still doing that kind of stuff. Stone Cold Steve Austin, same thing. The Undertaker is the biggest one. You never saw him talking to anybody up until he retired. That's
Mm-hmm.
keeping kayfabe alive. And I feel like what Triple H is doing is putting a death to it as a whole. Like, yeah, was it slowly dying? I think everybody was just upset or touched that. Are we really seeing Mark Calloway talking now? After all these years of not seeing Mark Calloway talking, now he want to open his mouth. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that started the downfall of it. And then I think with this Netflix special that Triple H and TKO, Endeavor, whoever is doing, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just gonna finish putting a death to it, man. It's gonna be 6 feet under. And I
Do
don't
you think
like it.
Do you think WWE is dying?
I don't think they're dying. I don't think they're dying.
Let me. Let
I feel
me.
like if WWE dies,
Mm-hmm.
wrestling in America dies. I wouldn't say worldwide, but America.
I mean, even though they have the indie scene, they have AEW. I mean, because I always keep saying that WWE is not the begin all and end all. Because if it leaves
Correct.
tomorrow, there's still going to be wrestling that's there. But my biggest issue is that people look down on anything that's not WWE related, and I think that's not fair. WWE has been around since the dinosaurs roamed this earth. I get it. I totally get it. But this is both a blessing and a curse. The blessing is if it wasn't for WWE, I would have never knew what wrestling was. Never would have been exposed to wrestling. The curse is that WWE is acting like Brainiac. They are literally trying to collect anything that they touch, all because they want to make a statement that they are the number one company. They're the only one. They the only one that should dominate the airwaves. They should dominate um every building they go to. Anything that they touch should be golden. All that shit. This is a form of brainwashing. This is a form of colonization, if you will. This is a monopoly, if you will. We already went through the monopoly once. I'm not trying to go through it again. So you are entitled to your opinion. Everybody in the comment section, y'all entitled to your opinion. But the problem is with WWE is that WWE just do not understand that you're going to fall on your face. And when you fall on your face, you're not going to be able to get back up.
And I think they forgot that competition is good. Like,
Now,
I'm not
competition is
saying
good. So
I'm not saying
what's the
AEW
problem?
is their direct competition because we know that just like WWE's numbers are struggling, so is AEW's, so is
I mean,
TNA's.
but
Hell,
we
but
want to see, we want to always constantly say that AEW is struggling. They've been doing that for the longest. Like, I don't understand
I don't have a
why
problem with
metrics.
AEW. Just so you know, I don't have a problem with AEW.
No. I'm just saying, like, this is just inquiring, I guess, as far as like trying to get into the mental space of the IWC. The IWC is so fucked up that I really do not know if you are a company fan, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're in between. I mean, I don't know. My thing
Hell,
is
for
that, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, hell, for a while there, when TNA was really blossoming, I was
Mm-hmm.
preferring TNA over WWE. When
Mm-hmm.
they were really blossoming, when AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and the six-sided ring, like I was all for that. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's like once they took them off TV, I couldn't find them, so I had no other choice but to revert back to what I could find on TV. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember you saying like, what was it? Nobody wants to do their research and try to look up the other companies. And I'll be honest with you, I was one of those guys. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get on the internet and sit there and watch it. And then I started getting these YouTubes from a couple of guys, including Bars, and about like the what's that, Ashe,
Ashe.
bruh,
Mm-hmm.
bruh.
Yeah.
Like I wish I would have done that before. Like, not having a problem wanting to get on YouTube and places like that to
Mm-hmm.
watch other companies because I do understand there are other companies outside
Mm-hmm.
of WWE, but there are a lot of people out there that like will, I don't know what all I can say, but will crap. I'll say it like that, will crap on any other company that's not WWE. And I don't understand it because do I get into AEW? No, I will say no. But ever since WrestleMania, I've been paying attention to it a lot more because they turned that WrestleMania and the build-up really turned me off. So I'm like, you know what? I know AEW's out there,
Mm-hmm.
and the more I started watching it, the one person I don't like is Will Ospreay, but we can get into that another time. But I'm like, this is
So why you
actually
don't like
pretty
Will
good.
Ospreay?
He don't sell. He don't. He
I
don't.
don't.
He don't. He don't make me invest. Me personally, I don't get invested because I'm like, okay, you took a tombstone and then you pop back up like nothing even happened.
You know that thing called adrenaline. Where you do understand it, right?
For every big move, though.
Not every big move. You need to be more specific on that one, bro. Like he doesn't. It's like I said, when the adrenaline is pumping, like
I get that.
you get that rush of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like just like with Hulk Hogan, with Ultimate Warrior, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Gi-
even though back then that shit was fucking fake as fuck, but they didn't
Give me
really.
1 second. I got this little girl standing over here waiting to ask me a question.
Go ahead. So while he's doing that, let me just entertain you guys. So like the thing is that I have no problem with with Will Ospreay. I don't get with the no selling shit. I mean, you guys can come up here. Y'all can talk about this shit if y'all want to. But if you are entertaining me and you are giving me a great wrestling match, I'm not going to sit and bitch and complain. I'm here to be entertained. I'm not here to be bored. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand. It's like we pick little bitty things just to argue, and it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I've heard a lot of like fans that said that a lot of people in AEW they don't sell at all. But you know what, WWE they got these little slow ass moves and shit, and then people call this shit goddamn cinema. I don't know what the fuck cinema is. Cinema is actually going to a movie and watching Sinners. I don't know what the fuck you call that bullshit. I don't know, but I digress. Okay, so for the
No,
people,
and just so you're
hold on
aware,
one second.
I'm not
So for
okay.
the people that's actually wants to know what the prompt is, I'm gonna move this to aside, and I'm gonna let Darkwing finish his point. Be right back.
No, it's just like there's nothing wrong with Will Ospreay. I personally just don't like the no selling. That's all I'm saying. Like, do I watch his matches? Am I entertained? Sure, I am, but I just don't like the no selling aspect of it. The rest of it is perfectly fine with me. One of my favorites over there is Hangman Page, and it's because he reminds me so much of Stone Cold Steve Austin. But that's my rant on that one. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like it per se.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, am I entertained? Absolutely, I'm entertained. I just
Mm-hmm.
wish that he would sell these moves a little bit more than what he does. Like, what was that one with? Was it Penta? Maybe it was Penta, or maybe it was Orange Cassidy. I can't remember. Maybe it was both of them two together. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Where they just went like 10 different destroyers, and they just both kept on popping up. I'm like,
I think you
you know what
over
I mean?
exaggerating that. There was no damn 10 destroyer,
I
bro.
know that I was over
Oh my
exaggerating, but
God, Lord Jesus.
but
Um.
but like I said, I'm
Mm-hmm.
entertained by it. I'm entertained
Mm-hmm.
by it. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. So, where we at with the shit? Can you see Darkwing?
can I see?
No, can you see how many shares we have? Because I can't see it.
31.
Okay, good. Okay, everybody, let's get to 50 and let's continue to keep tapping. Um, we're gonna start inviting people up in the next I'll say about 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna let Darkwing get his shine on, and then we're gonna get you guys up. Okay, so let's get into some shit real quick. So, in
I got a
your
question for you first.
go ahead.
So, what was it that made you fall in love with wrestling?
Mm. The athleticism, the I thought wrestling was real. I thought wrestling was like these I've never seen flips, I never seen moonsaults, I never seen someone get punched in real life. I was like, what the fuck is this? And the crazy thing is, like, I didn't have friends back then that told me that this was wrestling. Like, literally, I learned everything on TV. Everything. I didn't have um I didn't have nobody. I didn't have anybody to show me what a wrestling move was. I didn't have like people tell me who Shawn Michaels was, who Bret Hart was. Everything that I had to do, I had to self teach myself. So I got books. I got when the internet became accessible, I looked shit up on the internet. I looked up what a jobber was. I looked up what a heel, what a face was. Like I literally self taught myself this shit, and that really drew me into like becoming obsessed with wrestling. And then I was like, hey, I want to be a wrestler, but I never had that, people directed me on how to do this, how to do that. But I never thought that this was going to be a career of mine. Never ever thought that. Never thought I was going to get in front of a camera talking to thousands and thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? Like every week
Mm-hmm.
and doing this for a living. I never thought that was going to ever happen, but I knew that my passion for wrestling was going to get me involved in some type of capacity. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't think
Is
anybody
there a
actually asked me
certain
that.
match or anything that really stood out to you? Be like, yes, this is it. Yeah.
WrestleMania 13.
Okay.
Stone Cold versus Brett really got me. What kept me was The Rock. The
A lot of
Rock
people's answer.
kept me yeah, the Rock kept me there. Like I didn't like him. I thought he was boring as fuck. But like it was after the summer of '98, I started becoming a fan of The Rock. Um, when he put that T-shirt over Michael Cole and he said, "Don't move, jabroni," like that type of shit. That's when I became a fan of The Rock. Like I was so obsessed with The Rock. I started talking like him. I started dressing like him. I got to give me some Versace clothes or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I was like, but I don't have $500. I don't have that type of money. So, okay, we're at 65. Thank you, comment section. Let me know when we get to 100. But yeah, now let me ask you a question. Matter of fact, let's go to this prompt. So,
Okay.
how is negativity profitable in the wrestling industry? Is it helping or hurting wrestling?
Both.
Explain.
So right now, like with all these releases going on,
Mm-hmm.
now everybody's pointing like Dakota Kai needs to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Braun Strowman needs to go there. Shayna Baszler would be perfect here. So that's putting eyes on other companies, and it's
So is that
hurting because
helping or I'm
that's
sorry. I'm sorry.
helping. It's helping other companies. That's why I said both. It's helping
Mm-hmm.
other companies, but
Mm-hmm.
it's hurting the reputation of the WWE
Now, how's it hurting the
because
reputation?
I feel like it's hurting them because if we are going to believe the women, which I believe them, they're being
Mm-hmm.
body shamed. Like now, it's going to be tough for women to want to make that decision. Like, do I want to live my lifelong dream of being in this company, like
Mm-hmm.
a Mariah May had said, or do I want to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna try something else because I've heard these other women come out and say they were body shamed and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
or people saying Becky Lynch is Becky Hogan and she needs to step aside for the younger women. But like she said earlier, they're not asking Randy Orton to do that. They're not asking John Cena to do that. They're not asking Roman Reigns to do that. They're not putting over
Mm.
people like a Chad Gable. They're not putting over
Mm.
people like a Carmelo Hayes. You know,
Mm.
they got Carmelo Hayes matched up with the Miz. If they really want to put
Mm.
Carmelo over, then why isn't Miz stepping up and say, you know what? I want to take him on one, and I want to take the pin. That will help start putting Carmelo over. But they're not asking the
Mm.
men to do that, but they're asking people like Charlotte to do it. They're asking people like Becky to do it, even
Mm.
though they're in their what, mid to late 30s. Meanwhile,
Just
the other
about.
people that right, even though the guys that we're talking about are in their 40s,
Mm-hmm.
some knocking on the door at 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what are we talking about here? So I think that hurts, especially for the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Okay.
could, I mean, but on the other hand, that other part could help the men's division because you heard what Kenny Omega said. I want to be pushed like Roman Reigns. So
Mm. Mm. Now he wants to be pushed like Roman Reigns. Like what was he saying? Like he wants to be
he
the
wants
tribal
that
chief.
same, no, he wants that same kind of push. Not saying he wants to be the tribal chief. I don't know. Do you remember him saying that?
No.
Yeah, he was doing a live. He was live streaming. I think he was playing a video game, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody wanted to was talking crap about Roman Reigns in his live, and he
Mm-hmm.
shut it down and said, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns is getting exactly what I want. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be pushed to the moon like that. I want to be skyrocketed." During his tribal chief days, you know, he was just dominant guy. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what Kenny Omega said. I want that kind of push. But now with that diverticulitis, like, can he take that kind of push now? I don't
Oh, you
know.
said Kenny Omega. I thought you said Will Ospreay. I'm sorry, I got confused
No,
for
no,
a
no.
second.
Kenny Omega. Kenny
Kenny
Omega.
Omega. Yes,
Yeah,
I did hear something like that. Now the
yeah.
thing is that you live along you okay, so you either die a hero or live in yeah, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I really feel that that is where Roman is at right now. Because number one, there were wrestlers that literally outed him. saying that, all of these Samoans and blah, 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 blah. And this is what I've been saying. What's up, crazy? This is what I've been saying since the bloodline started. I said the longer they stay, the more it's going to be more consequential moving forward. Because people are going to be like, okay, so when am I going to get my shot? When am I going to get my big break? Everybody's so goddamn worried about Jay, and Jay just got the goddamn belt like three weeks ago, and they already want him to lose. To fucking, I don't know, Logan Paul. I guess he's going to get Logan Paul Saturday. They already got Seth Rollins already stalking him already. I know at one point he's going to lose it to Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins going to lose it to CM Punk. I get it. I get the whole thing, but you don't agree?
I don't think he'll lose it to CM Punk. I honestly think he'll lose it when Braun Breaker turns on him.
I did sense that energy on Monday. And speaking of which, I will say that this was probably the best Raw in a while. But it's still not moving me.
You said you weren't going to watch it.
I wasn't going to watch it. I wasn't going to watch it, but it kept me hooked. I'm just like, okay, Paul Heyman's crashing the fuck out. And then Jay's looking like he's lost in space. Sami Zayn just do not know when to stay out of people's business. I don't understand why he is the underdog and he is somewhat of a borderline main eventer. I don't understand that shit. Becky Lynch is going off on folks and shit. I'm not gonna lie. What's her Valkyrie? Vyra, yeah. That was literally her best promo to date.
Absolutely.
That was literally her best promo.
That. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was literally her best promo. Rusev, I don't even know why he's even there. I'm so serious. I don't even know why the nigga is even there. I'm like, bro, you did the same shit before you left WWE, and now you coming back and talking about. I'm like, dude, this is wild work. I don't know. And then the crazy thing is, you talk about you was in the abyss. You're still in the fucking abyss. You're still doing the same shit that you were doing. I'm like, I mean, you better off taking the Miro gimmick and saying that you serve your God and all this shit, just like have a spotlight beamed on you and talk about, no, the Redeemer. Yeah, you should do the Redeemer. Do that. That shit was more interesting than what you doing right now. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're going around beating up fucking jobbers. They're worthless. I'm like, my nigga, did you learn anything with you in AEW? Yes, I understand. You didn't get pushed because you didn't want to work on Wednesdays. You didn't want to work on Fridays, Saturdays, or what have you. But Miro or Rusev, he's going to be canceled pretty soon anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Let me see. Gunther is going to destroy.
Absolutely. I was waiting on that. Absolutely. He's going to break his
He's going to destroy that man. He is going to obliterate. I mean, destroy him. And if that man
about crash out,
he's going to crash the fuck out. If he does not crash the fuck out, I will be very, very surprised. But Pat McAfee needs his ass whooped. I'm not going to lie to you. Did I say that I didn't like Rusev? No, I did not. That never came out of my mouth. I said that Rusev right now, the way they're painting him, this image, it's stupid. It's delayed. It's like we're not seeing anything different. It's like, my nigga, did you learn anything when you was in AEW? I mean,
he's even going back to the Rusev crush. Okay. He's even going back to that nonsense.
Right. It's stupid. So that's why I said that don't be surprised if he gets released next year. Don't be surprised. And don't worry, he's not going to go back to AEW anyway, because I think that he already that bridge has already been crossed. Like, I don't think he's going to go back anyway. So but as far as the releases go, I don't give a fuck about them goddamn releases. Whoever lands in AEW, I don't care. Go ahead. What you got to say?
I'm just saying I didn't really care either, because I made a whole video on it. Like, Braun Strowman needs to go sit down somewhere. His knees, every time he does that little run around the thing, it looked like he's gonna snap an ACL every single time.
Listen, Braun Strowman.
I don't care.
this is his second time getting fired. Like how Trump, this is like literally his time. I mean, he failed one time and then he decided to come back. You failed again. Braun Strowman needs to this is what he needs to do. He needs to control his narrative, get him some business and fucking retire. That's what he should do. That's how you control your narrative. But instead, you want to be this MAGA supporter. You want to go around and talk about, well, I don't want to be in this company. And then, on top of that, you were shitting on the fucking indie scene, which I find to be very hilarious. Because guess what? Your bitch ass is back on the indie scene trying to look for some goddamn work. Do you know how fucking karma fucking works? You talk shit, and then when you need that same person that you were talking shit about, they're gonna say, bitch ass nigga, wasn't you the same one that said that I don't work in basements? What? What?
You better go sit down somewhere. You ain't gonna get no job. You ain't gonna get no job. I mean, I don't know. You ain't gonna get no job. You talking shit about the indies like you said. I mean, what's your boy EC3 doing these days? Go hang out with him.
EC3. Oh, yeah. He definitely controlled his narrative in some nearby bar.
I'll be right back. I got to tell my wife bye. She's about to go to work.
So, with that being said, I'm going to bring you guys up real quick. Advocate, what's going on, nigga? What's going on? Okay, so, let me bring you guys up. I'm bring you guys maybe about 3 at a time so we can get some conversation going. And welcome to Wrestling Debates and Catering.
Am I connected?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm on. Hey, don't get an attitude from earlier now.
No. You expeditiously kicked me out, so you kiss my ass, like that ass.
Yeah, you needed a lap, and I gave you a lap. And
I didn't need a lap.
And then you left, and then you left.
I sure did. I left because I wasn't welcoming in your space. So I left.
Get your ass
I fucking left. Shit. I've been kicked out of better places. Shit. Fuck you mean? Shit.
That's hilarious.
But anyway.
You my bro. You know you welcome in any of my spaces. Don't even try to play in these folks' face.
I'm not worried about
that. Don't even try to play in these folks' face like they don't know what's up.
Listen, I provided comedy. I did my job. I left, and yeah,
You sitting up here acting like you got fucking Braun Strowman and everything. No.
What do you mean?
No. You ain't getting released. You ain't even on the chopping block. Don't even try to play me like that.
Oh well, I mean, I'm a Negro. I mean, I'm already on the chopping block. But anyway, so anyway, while you sitting here talking, let's go over some of these topics or whatever. So we already went through the first one, which is how is negativity profitable in the wrestling industry? Is it helping or hurting wrestling? The next one is why is the wrestling community refuses to have uncomfortable conversation, but quickly have an opinion about their least favorite company. Now, a shout out to Advocate, because we were actually having this discussion on X with the Wrestling Collective, and shout out to them. Please follow them on social media, follow them here on TikTok, and also follow them on X. We were having this conversation because, number one, I kept getting shut the fuck down so I could say whatever I wanted to say now. The problem is the reason why we do not want to have uncomfortable conversations because some of you motherfuckers are weak as fuck. You guys are some wussies. That's the issue. You can talk about anybody else. You can body shame, my nigga. You can body shame. But then, when we talk about black issues, y'all motherfuckers don't know where to be found. That's the issue that I have.
They don't want to have them uncomfortable conversations. They don't want to have them uncomfortable conversations.
They don't want to have them uncomfortable conversations. They talk about they don't want to start an uproar. Well, why not? The uproar is simply this. It doesn't make no goddamn sense that Shelton Benjamin is not a world champion. It doesn't make any goddamn sense that Carmelo Hayes is dancing with the stars, aka Mr. Miz, that used to be a star back in his day. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations because some of us is not grown enough They are not mature enough to have those conversations. That is why things are going to continue to keep happening in the wrestling industry, because we don't want to have those conversations. We do not want to hold Triple H accountable whatsoever, because we are so busy riding Space Mountain that we forgot that this motherfucker had one of the worst bookings of WrestleMania. He literally booked himself, but forgot about the goddamn forgot about the talent. But you know, whatever.
He ain't forget about shit. He's clearly
No, they
ignoring
forgot
the
about
black
the talent.
talent.
The talent
He's
wasn't
ignoring
there.
black
Talent didn't
talent.
show up. They didn't. No, go ahead.
I can agree with you. Just put that out there.
I mean, that's great, but I really want some pushback, because I know some of y'all like really want to get into this. Oh, go ahead, Darkwing.
I can't push
No,
back, man. You know, I know you right, Heels. They fired all their LGBT talent in a year. I was like, how is it supposed to be like they're saying, oh, don't make wrestling political? They're the ones making it political.
Hey, I understand we ain't the hottest fans of Triple H, but let's remember Bobby Lashley's sisters.
First of all, who are you?
Chase. I should introduce myself.
This Chase? That's it?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay. What's up, Chase? How you doing?
But yeah, I get we mad at Triple H. We ain't like some of them booking decisions, but let's remember Goldberg burying Bray Wyatt. You light my fire. Like, that shit was washed, bro.
Let's remember Lil Jimmy.
Right. Let's remember The Miz winning a championship. Let's remember
him doing it again.
Triple H burying CM Punk.
Barry and Booker T. How about that one?
Yup. Let's remember what else? Let's remember the whole year of 2018 Raw. Like, I know I understand Triple H be wilding, but Vince on his lower terms, he's giving us some dirt. Let's remember Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, that one's bad.
Let's remember John Cena and Umaga in the Last Man Standing match that was uttering complete bullshit. How you in with a freaking forklift? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Honestly, that was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie.
It was kind of cool.
Get the fuck out of here. Bro, what?
Yeah,
a forklift? Mr. Can't be beat, can't beat a man.
Listen. Y'all want to keep bringing up Vince McMahon. Rightfully so. You keep bringing up Vince McMahon. But Triple H said this was a new era. So is this what we're going to expect from the new era? Is this what we're expecting? What we got at WrestleMania and the build up to WrestleMania, is this what we're supposed to expect from the new era?
That's crazy work.
The literal only pass that I am even remotely close to willing to give Triple H, and I am really willing to give him a ton, is the fact that he literally does currently have bosses who don't know anything or care anything about the wrestling business.
Right,
they only care about money made and bodies and seats, which is that's different from Vince. Vince at least
that was Vince by himself.
You said what?
But
was
The Rock is on the board, right?
The Rock ain't on the board, right?
The Rock is on the board.
No, The Rock is
I'm talking about. Does he have a seat on the board? Yes,
he has a seat on the board.
Don't mean a goddamn thing about them caring about wrestling at TKO, because they don't.
Why don't it?
Again, because Rock being on the board, Rock being on the board, Rock coming from a long-standing wrestling family. We all know what happened to fucking Rocky Johnson and everything. We're not gonna act like Rock didn't see all of the bullshit that his father had to go through or that his grandfather had to go through. But the circumstance still is Rock ain't the one that's out here like, yeah, make the SummerSlam package like $40,000. That ain't him. So we're not going to put that one on Rocky. Rocky is an absentee person on that board. He's there when they need him for storyline purposes. But I'm not saying that this man is out here, yeah, y'all do this dumb shit and do this dumb shit.
Bro.
It's going to hurt the business, because why not?
He definitely got some input.
Yeah,
bro.
I got to give you pushback on that one, because number one, you did see what happened at the Elimination Chamber, right? You did see what happened at Bad Blood, right? You did see all of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. So if you knew that you was not going to be involved in these storylines, then why did you implement yourself in these storylines? You could have easily said no. You are part of the board. Yes, I do understand that he does not have any, I guess, powers over creative, but he does have influence. Influence is power. Hold on, let me finish. Because the simple fact is this: is that Dwayne wants to be in places where he should not be, where he should not belong. One of those places should have been the Elimination Chamber. That was literally one of the best heel turns that I've seen in the modern day era. What did John Cena show for that shit? A bad bug called Travis Scott? What are we doing?
That's fair. That's fair. But remember,
F1's in the comment section, y'all.
Bro. Bobby Lashley's sisters. It can't get worse than this.
Oh, yes, it can. Because number one, WWE and their fans, they always worried about cinema and storytelling. This motherfucker didn't even goddamn show up in the major storyline of the fucking year, of the century. Something that we have been looking forward to in 25 years. This motherfucker did not show up. But this motherfucker wanted to show up on a podcast and said, well, no, it wasn't my fault.
Wait a minute. What? You think the John Cena heel turn was what everybody was waiting on? Nobody waiting on that shit.
Listen.
Everybody's been asking for it.
Everybody who got their head up their ass and should let go of the fiction that is John Cena's career asked for it. But those of us who are like, yeah, it's time to move on from the John Cenas, because those are the individuals who have done their level best to be the new Hulk Hogan, to stand on the neck of young talent as long as they're getting to shine. Come on, man. Stop acting like John Cena is some fucking hero in this.
I ain't saying he was a hero at all.
They could have found 3 different dudes on the roster for Cody to drop.
I agree 100%. But the problem is, once again, if you was not going to fucking follow through, then you should sit your ass down. That's what you should have did. But they didn't do that shit. So
I agree.
The storyline suffered behind that shit.
I agree. You know? But the whole point is, once they put in this final boss nonsense from WrestleMania last year, they've been stuck with this storyline. And you know that the fucking IWC is going to be like, all right, when they closing out this final boss thing, like, why they even do all of that for The Rock to just disappear? So they try to do a continuation of it, weak as it was, but it went to show that they didn't have no real fucking plan for Cody after winning the belt. It was this big ass plan to build up to him getting to the belt, and then after it, he basically was, I don't even know what the fuck
he was. Hulk Hogan. That was what they did. It was Monster of the Week until he lost it to Cena.
Borderline.
Yeah, I was like, nothing really that was too heavy that you could really sink your teeth into. It's like each feud was like just long enough so they could get to the pay-per-view and then move on.
Yeah.
And speaking on the Rock thing, like this was very intentional by the Rock. Like the Rock wanted to screw Triple H over. Like, that's why WrestleMania went down the way it went down. He could have been there if he wanted to. He wanted to screw Triple H over because he knew if he didn't show up, people were going to be like, oh, this is the worst WrestleMania main event in history, you know? It was all dependent on him. He knew that, but he wanted, you know, like I said, like that's the thing is he wants Triple H's spot. You know, like there's a power struggle going on in the WWE right now. Like that's the thing is like Triple H thought this was all over for him once he got Vince out of there, and I was like, nah, bro, this is just the beginning. I was like, you're gonna have to fight for that position every day if you're trying to keep it. You know, I was like, these people, TKO, Endeavor, they ain't loyal to you. They ain't loyal to nobody. As soon as you fall off, they're gonna kick you to the fucking curb.
I have an idea. Let's put this in storyline for him. Triple H, general manager of Raw. The Rock, general manager of SmackDown.
You think The Rock go really be the GM of SmackDown?
No. What's going on, Tyree? What's going on, Tyree? How you doing? I know you got something to say, so you might as well go ahead and spill it.
But that wouldn't be good hoops, though?
Don't get sassy already.
Go ahead.
I'm just listening. Y'all are out of your voice, but I'm just listening.
Just say it. What you got to say? You got come on. I'm here.
I love the IWC. I love you guys. You guys are amazing.
So I just wanted to kind of give you guys like a little background story, right? So Mr. Unk do not like you guys, that he thinks we're marks and that we do not know what the fuck we're talking about. According to him, he's a worker. He's part of Prolific, which is one of my favorite ones in the in the wrestling scene called the indie scene, which a lot of you disrespect a lot. I clashed with him so many times, but I love him. I love him to death. Now, I'm gonna ask you this one more time, Mr. Taylor. What about the conversation that you do not like, or what do you disagree with?
I'm just here for the festivities, brother. I
Stupid.
didn't get to the real stuff. Yeah. Other than like quarterback, Monday morning quarterbacking. Y'all think y'all doing over here, but I'm just here for the vibes, bro.
I mean, say what you really want to say. I want to hear
Right,
it too.
I'm here for
I'm just here
it.
for the vibes, bro.
Are you gonna say that Triple H ain't as bad as 2018 Vince?
No, I'm gonna say you guys are out of your depth.
I don't know what that means.
As in, so it's like if you tell a plumber how to install something while the plumber's doing his work.
Plumbers be ripping people off all the time, man. You got to really be careful, man. They'll fucking screw you over, man. You should know. You should know a little bit about your own plumbing, man. Like, you can't be just dependent on them, man. They'll be overcharging all the time.
That doesn't make you qualify.
That's real shit.
that doesn't make you qualify. At all.
Okay.
So here's my big thing. Here's my big thing. Here's my big thing.
Okay.
When y'all say y'all like something, y'all don't like something, cool. Have your thing, have your opinion. Once you start getting into technical stuff that like you guys think you guys are in the business, and that's my problem. You think y'all have put any of the work in. Y'all have done.
So let's talk to a guy who works hand in hand with the business, Mr. J Styles.
You asked me to say something. I'm going to speak. So you guys watch it on a couch on a screen, thinking you can do anything about those things, guys. You can say you like it. This thing sucks. This thing, cool. Have your thing. But once y'all start getting technical, and this person should have did this. This person is this. My sources, my this. Like, come on now. It gets out of hand. Y'all stay in y'all lane.
So we're not allowed to have an opinion.
So he basically saying what Triple H said a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, dude.
Basically,
he said, "Shut up and enjoy the show."
Well, guess what? I got an opinion. I'm gonna keep saying what the fuck I want to say.
So have your opinion, but once you are factually wrong, then it becomes a problem because now you're just talking out of your ass cheeks. Like,
so when you say, are you saying that Triple H is correct? Are you saying that that the IWC should come pay $4,000 to see a whack ass wrestling show? Is that what you're
part
saying?
was whack about it?
That's not the answer to my question. I'm saying, is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to pay your salary, but I'm not supposed to have an opinion. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. You go pay to watch a movie to understand what's going on. It's up to you if you want to watch it again or not.
That's not how this works, sir. Like, if I'm here to pay, if I'm here to pay to see you, and I'm here to see the product, I'm an investor, sir. I don't. That's like you telling me to shut the fuck up, but pay me.
You're a customer, not an
investor.
I'm
a customer that's paying you. If it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for the consumer, if it wasn't for the consumer, you wouldn't even get paid.
As in, if you're not going to pay that money, that means you're not in the market for what they're looking for. You're not the demo.
Do you have a comment on this, Darkwing?
You're not the demo. It's a business.
I want to hear. I want to hear what a guy who does work hand in hand with these companies has to say. I want to hear what Jay Styles has to say.
Go for it.
Here's my thing. Number one, I get what Chris has been saying since WrestleMania, leading up to WrestleMania. And Chris has some valid points, and I pointed out some things for Chris had to reassess the situation, take it out of the fan aspect and look at it from a business, which he has done. And he brings it back to his personal feelings as an invested fan. and he has the rights to. What Paul Levesque has been saying is to rile up the casual fans that claim to be hardcore fans, content creators of the internet wrestling community. He's not going after the legitimate fans that have been following WWE before the Attitude Era, before the Ruthless Aggression Era, into those eras to where we are now. He's not going after them. He's going after these newbies claiming that they know about professional wrestling, claims that they know what's in the best interest for business from an entertainment standpoint. Chris has been saying he doesn't have a problem with it. He feels there's always room for better things to happen. That's what Chris is saying. Am I wrong, Chris?
No, you're absolutely correct. And I have done that since you have met me,
Yes.
Tyree.
Okay,
I've been doing that for the longest.
Let me rebut to that. So if someone is hypercritical, as Chris is,
I am.
Something happens that he doesn't that he couldn't predict or anything like that. Here he go on his microphone, yappity yapping, complaining, and then now all of a sudden, if the story or whatever's going on is not exactly to his liking, he go complaining, yada yada yada, all that good stuff, and knowing that if he was in that position, he couldn't do any better.
Okay,
what could he do off the Rock no showing?
I don't know if I have to explain this a little bit.
It's like if somebody creates a statue or something like that, and he doesn't like it or something like that, can you create a better statue? No.
So you're telling me that you don't want feedback? You don't want to listen to your fans? Like it's like, why do you want the audience there? You want us to pay you, but you don't want to hear any feedback.
So if I go the easy route and just whatever you guys say we're gonna do, y'all gonna call it predictable. But if we do something different, then y'all gonna call, like, you guys are the most fickle fan bases I've ever seen. And I'm Daniel Bryan. Like it's nuts.
Now, to be fair, the fans do be fickle as hell, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they are,
fickle, bro.
They are. They are. But my whole thing is, this is what I do. I say my takes. People ask me about my opinion.
So can't wrestle. The first day that y'all did it with Daniel Bryan when he was there. Now y'all call him the Greats. Y'all did it with CM Punk, and now CM Punk's this, that, and the next. Y'all do it with everybody, and then y'all do it with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is this. Now he's this. Because he didn't go, or the story didn't go the way y'all like it, and then now all of a sudden y'all want to get on your podcast here and yappity yap for 200 views for nonsense.
If you think that's what we're here, wait. Let me address this real quick, and then we'll go around the room real quick. Let me make something very clear to everybody. Okay, when I do these podcasts, right? I do this because I love I do this because I love professional wrestling. I don't do this for clicks and views or whatever. I don't do that. You got me confused with Jetty from NY. I don't do that shit. I do shit because I love what you do and I support you. But, however, the thing is, I don't like wrestlers like you coming on here and then telling me that, oh, well, you need to stay in your lane and you don't have an opinion or whatever. But yet, I'm investing in you. And I'm not talking about you in particular, but yes, there are wrestlers like you. Wait. There are wrestlers like you that wants to shit on people like me that actually respects you and really want to invest in you.
What's going on the shit that we do constantly.
So basically, what I'm getting is that we're not allowed to have an opinion.
That y'all do. That's why I don't understand what you're saying.
I hit your mouth and them big ass glasses. You're shitting on something.
Shit on what? Nigga. Tell me, if you going to sit here, you going to try to call me out my name. I need you to come with some facts, sir.
Did I call? First of all, again, the first thing I said was you can have your opinion. If you like something, you like something.
Yes, I do have an opinion, but I have facts to back it up as well.
And then I said,
you don't like the opinion, though. So now we're fickle IWC fans because you don't like our opinion.
Because
we are allowed to have an opinion.
Your opinion dictates shit.
I don't have to dictate shit. What are you talking about?
This nigga Tyree cutting a promo.
Right, bro. Dude is cut a fucking promo.
Hey,
You
Chris,
said that I'm dictate what, nigga? I'm a black man just like you. What the fuck am I dictating?
And
I have. Okay, bro.
again, get
You got it.
And say your little
You got
prayer,
it, bro.
and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about John 3:16.
Bro,
Tyree
where in the fuck did that come from? But no, seriously, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna land my plane. Uncle, the issue is that not
older?
everybody.
Who's older?
You, I don't know shit. Anyway,
Tyree
no,
3:16.
The thing is that every fan does not think like that. Like, you shouldn't put all fans in that same category because I don't think that way, sir. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love wrestling way too much. Yes, am I critical? Yes, I am. But I'm not going to be like one of the ones where, like, you know what I'm saying, hey, I don't have to take a bump, but, you know, I got this and I got that or whatever. I'm like, listen, I have an opinion. If I didn't like it, I'm going to get facts behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing.
Was you the first person to say Stevie Ray's your friend to do this and you're qualified to do this?
I didn't say I was qualified to do what? Qualified to do what? I never said qualified. I said, yes, Stevie Ray is my friend, but I ain't say nothing about being qualified. You putting words in my mouth, sir. And if I did say that, please bring up some evidence of what I said, because I never say any shit like that. Remember
that last
this.
time we were talking about Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
That came up.
Yes, that I know Stevie Ray and I work with him. Yes, on a podcast. What are you talking about? Please, if you quote me, sir, I need you to bring some fucking facts. I remember that conversation vividly. As a matter of fact, when we were talking about, when we were talking about Carmelo Hayes, you had a problem with that. I said that Carmelo Hayes should be on a bigger platform than what he is right now. I said that man is the number one draft pick that literally came from NXT, and they are literally treating him like a fucking field nigga. What are we doing? But then you said, and I'm going to quote what you said.
That's where I have the problem.
You said, and I quote, that he should be grateful that he's getting TV time. What?
I did not say that. I did not say that at all.
Okay, bro.
I did not say that at all.
You said, and I quote.
I said, why does he need to get pushed to the ground now? He was only 26. I know him.
But
his name was
they
Chris.
They did it with Braun Breaker.
Down in Massachusetts where I'm at. We
used
to walk together.
They did it with Braun Breaker, so why not? They did it with Braun Breaker, so why not?
This is crazy work, bro.
Everybody can't be world champion right now. Excuse me, sorry. Everybody can't be Intercontinental champion at this point. There's only 3 of those things that can happen at the same time. Somebody got to do, like, you don't understand the business, and this is what the problem is.
I don't understand the business.
You don't.
Got you.
I promise you understand the business a lot more than you give me credit for.
Period.
One person is on the shelf now doesn't mean that he didn't come up. Karrion Kross is starting to come out of it, even though he's been there forever.
Bro, this man literally... I'm glad you brought him up.
So
this man literally did an epic fucking promo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just follow me real quick. So, if this man literally had a promo that literally went viral, I think I'm going to jump on that and push this man. This man literally shitted on Triple H, shitted on Allen or AJ or whatever. I think what I'm going to do in a business standpoint, I think I'm going to push him, right? That's what you would do, right? Since you are in the business, is that correct?
Yeah, what did he do before that?
You're going to have to ask Triple H on that. I don't know.
That's Triple H talking, yo.
Watch it.
I'm just asking questions.
He on Triple H
because
payroll.
number one, Mr. Karrion Kross should have been pushed a long time ago.
Don't disrespect me like that, big dog.
What happened?
Read about me. Don't disrespect me like that. But
somebody at the door.
Yeah.
Triple H wilding.
But no, let's go around the room real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let's go around the room and get some more comments. King and Queen, welcome to Wrestling Debates and Karrion. What did you want to talk about?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. I gratefully appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And second, I wanted to follow up on something that was mentioned a little bit earlier before you started to let people in. I think it was something that you said, Darkwing, something regarding how you said when you said the Undertaker wasn't all that talkative until his retirement. Isn't that what you said?
He didn't talk at all until he retired. You never saw him in the media. You never saw him outside of work. He was
So
keeping kayfabe alive.
okay, so that's what you were referring to. I thought you were referring to like before he was referred to as the dead man because he was a very talkative guy when he was the American Badass. So, in a way, I guess I speak for all of us when I say, technically speaking, the Undertaker was pretty talkative, just not social media wise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Outside of the business, outside of the ring, you never saw him. You never saw him. You never heard from him, whether if it's in the media or on social media, until he retired, and then he started doing his own podcast and coming out with the Last Ride documentary on what was it, Netflix or whatever. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, why not?
And the same thing, the exact same situation that was for the Undertaker can be said about the fake ass tribal chief Solo Sikoa. I mean, when he was with Roman Reigns' bloodline, he wasn't that talkative. But now that he has his own bloodline, you find out that he's very talkative.
There is no bloodline. I'm sorry.
Bloodline in 2025. You like my fire. You like my
At one point,
don't get me wrong.
Now he has to talk.
You can't go wrong about the fact that Solo wasn't that talkative though, until nowadays, right?
One, Solo wasn't that good at it.
I think the first time I heard him speak for the first time was when he was getting his ass handed to him by getting roasted by John Cena. That was hilarious. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that was that crown jewel.
He's mixing up what we were talking about because we were talking about that kayfabe, and now but he's talking about more in ring is what it seems like.
I'm following.
I'm sorry, I'm lost.
Me and Chris were talking when me and Chris first started. You and I were talking about kayfabe, but he's talking about more in ring. That's what I feel like he's going, unless I'm mixing that up. Also,
kayfabe is in ring, by the way.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to confuse you guys.
Like Jesus.
Kayfabe is in ring.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. I just want to just make sure because I was so confused.
He was talking about more in ring. I was talking about outside of the ring. Does that help you, Mr. Tyree?
Please, thank you.
All right, let's go to the next.
You gonna call someone a jobber next?
All right, thank you guys for having me. I'll still be here in the live.
Were you a jobber? I was just curious.
If they told me to.
Hey,
I'm a worker. You're a fan.
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
You were that guy.
I'm a worker.
You were that guy. You were that guy. That's the reason why Braun Strowman got fired. You were that guy.
Sure.
Wow. Okay. All right. So.
No, all I'm saying is that I can match disrespect with disrespect. I like Chris says he's petty. I can be very petty too, man. Like,
so can I.
We can just move on. We can just move on.
So we're not.
We can just move on. We can just move on, bro. We can just move on.
No, we can do this.
No,
we can just move on. Move on.
This is about to pick up here, folks.
Move on. No, you don't want to pick up. Move on. Hold on. Move on. I was just correcting the young man down there in the corner, and you felt like you had to jump in.
Don't work yourself into a shit, brother.
I'm talking.
I'm not working myself into nothing.
I'm talking.
Can y'all shut the fuck up? The host is trying to speak.
Thank you. So, like, first of all, we're not going to have any disrespect on here. If you guys have a different opinions, cool. Leave it at that. Leave that disrespectful shit out the fucking door. I don't got time for this shit. Okay.
I was fine. I was just helping a young man down there in the corner.
I get it, but at the end of the day, no, there's not going to be any smoke here. It's either we're going to debate or we're going to just move on to the next subject. Because I'm right now, not right now. Let's go to OTR Wrestling. You had some comments earlier. What's up, bro?
So, Tyree, that's your name?
What's up?
So since you're in the industry, I just want to first off say I got a lot of respect for you. Obviously, being a wrestler, it's not hard. I'm trying to get in the wrestling industry myself. But I just
you
feel
in
like,
the school yet?
well, I'm trying to be a creative director. I'm in journalism school, so
What
but
state are you in? Don't if you don't mind.
Missouri.
Missouri
Yeah.
is.
So I've done like football articles, volleyball, basketball. Yeah, I've done a lot. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to
just
get
start
into
going to shows and
business.
start talking to promoters. You'll get something.
Got you. But I just think though, with the comments you made, I understand where you're coming from. But like, I feel like us as fans who invest a lot into this company, into this business, I think it's fair for us to have an opinion. I get what you're saying, obviously, that we don't know what's like really going on and stuff like that. We don't know like what's really going on in the business, but I feel like we deserve an opinion because we're diehard fans and we've been watching this product for a very long time. And I just feel like, I mean, we're not like trying to like disrespect them or anything they got going on, but sometimes as fans we do want answers. I mean, like if I go to a restaurant and the food's not good, I'm gonna say something about it. I'm not just gonna sit there and be like, okay, it was shitty. I'm just gonna eat it and be like, it's okay. It was good. It was great. Let me give a thumbs up because I don't know what the chef's going. Oh no, I feel like people should speak their opinion. And like you got basketball analysts, football analysts. It should be wrestling analysts. This is what we do. We should give our opinion. We should critique the wrestlers. If they don't want to hear it, I don't care. But I'm going to give my opinion. I'm not going to back down. And I'm not trying to be a goody two shoes and stuff like that. But if it's good, I'm one of the first people who say, "Oh, that was amazing. That was great. That was like Monday Night Raw. I thought Monday Night Raw was very good. I thought WrestleMania Night 2 was very good. But if something's bad, I feel like I have the need to say something because I love this industry and I've been watching it for 18 years. I'm young, so I know a lot of people watching more than me. Sorry, but that's what I just feel. And obviously, like I said beforehand, I respect everything you do. Keep doing your thing, bro. I'm gonna do some research on you tonight, and that's all I gotta say, honestly.
All right.
Cool.
I appreciate that. Can I get the rock and the ISO?
Go ahead.
All right. So first and foremost, I do appreciate it. I'm actually recovering from an injury because of this thing. And what my issue is, again, technicality. You used an analogy from the restaurant. I understand if something comes to your table that you do not like. Then my problem is you trying to go into the kitchen and try to tell the chef how to make his stuff. If you don't like it, you go to another restaurant where you might like that product, right? So you calling, those basketball journalists, those other analysts actually studied and went through these things. A lot of them haven't shot a jump shot. I get it. And but a lot of those guys have studied to do that specific job. Guys, even like Dave Meltzer they just some guy on the internet talking about 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Even the wrestlers talk about that guy. But when you try to tell the chef how to make the food, then it becomes a problem. You can have your opinion. You can not like this. You can like this. You can not like this. But if you go to a restaurant and one day you say, "Hey, this is fire," and then another day,
sir,
our
issue
day,
is with the recipe, not with the chef.
Let him finish. Let him
and then you
finish.
say,
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the floor.
"This is trash." When nothing has changed, it's the same mac and cheese you ordered from before. Then that sounds like your taste. Now, if somebody burnt the mac and cheese or something like that, then you can say they burnt the mac and cheese. But you telling them how to make the mac and cheese, you go to a different restaurant.
You good on?
You leave your review and then you go on about your business. That's just about it. So, but I do respect you guys having an opinion. This is the Discord here. I'm not mad at all. When y'all start talking about things that are above your pay grade, then there's an issue when it comes to you're overstepping your bounds. When people talk about people's contracts, talk about people's technical ability, how they do a certain move, you can't even do it yourself, or you trying to do something, or calling something a botch, or when it's not really a botch, but it's a constant, stuff like that is where I'm like, okay, you guys are getting out of hand here.
I
And you
get what
talking
you're
about a
saying.
wrestler
Yeah.
sucks when you haven't gotten up out your couch. Your left cushion has your ass cheeks on it. Like it, like you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's highly disrespectful when y'all do that. But y'all can say something's bad, something this. Hey, you don't like when niggas eat? Don't eat. Sure. But you gonna tell him, hey, what to say, what to do, how to dress, and that? Nah.
I get what he's saying. So what he's saying is that the whole botching shit. Yeah, I get that. Like that's not.
I never agree with that nonsense either. Like botching, whatever. Like I don't know the difference between a botch and what it's supposed to look like and how it actually happened. So I get
Right.
what you're saying right there, Tyree. Like,
Yeah.
who am I to say that this move was supposed to be like that? Who am I to say? I've
Right.
never been a
Yeah.
wrestler.
When it
Now, if you
comes
want
to
to come at me with
my
the
bad.
military, yeah, I can tell you what it's supposed to look like in the military because I'm an Army veteran.
Mm-hmm.
But as far
Sure.
as pro wrestling, as far as pro wrestling goes, I can't tell you what's a botch and what's not a botch. You know what I mean? So I do agree with you there, Tyree.
Hey, Darkwing, like I can agree to that.
Hold on 1 second, Chase. I'm gonna come to you in a second. Let's go to MJ. Go ahead, MJ.
The issue I got is that the analogy is bullshit. Wrestling fans are not complaining about the same mac and cheese that they had last week. We got an entirely new recipe, supposedly, with an entirely new fucking chef. So the product is different. It's not the same. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Now, this is the circumstance. Like you might be a wrestler, but you ain't the only wrestler.
Tell that chef what to cook.
Hold on,
Sir, I absolutely can fucking tell
bro.
the chef what to cook.
There's more
If
than
I'm
one
paying
bro.
my money, if I'm providing patronage, I have
more than
say.
one
That's
restaurant,
absurd.
There's more than one.
Let
restaurant.
MJ talk. Hold on,
Yeah,
let MJ talk.
Yeah.
Now, again, the whole thing about it is, bro, I get it. You're a wrestler right now. But I also know somebody who retired from wrestling recently, who's still young enough to get in them ropes, who still trains individuals. And I'm not going to drop no names here because that ain't my business. That's his business. But I know when I see a botch, I know a botch. And I'll say, hey, was that a botch? And he'd be like, yeah, they intended to do this because we were working on that in training and everything. They just slipped and boom, this happened. Cool, we get it. The thing happens. The problem is the only people who's sensitive about the shit is y'all. And I don't know, maybe y'all been listening to too much Erykah Badu and y'all are artists, so y'all sensitive about y'all shit. But the rest of us get to say, hey, we think you fucked up right there. We think you slipped when you shouldn't have slipped. We think that you missed the spot when you weren't supposed to miss the spot. Now, the whole thing about it is still, as the consumers of media, we get to say shit just the same way as any of us can say that I haven't seen the movie, but folks can say they love Sinners. They can say they hated Sinners. They can say love Thunderbolts. They can say they hated it. They can say I've never directed a movie in my life, and I've criticized different directors' direction because that is my right as a consumer of the media. You ain't gotta like it. But guess what? The rest of us are going to have say in here because they changed the recipe for grandma mac and cheese, and I don't fucking like it. And I land.
Different restaurant.
Also, if I can say this regarding botches, right? The thing about botches is, me personally, I don't think botches are that bad as long as
You're hyper fixated on the botches, not the entire point. But go ahead.
But I was giving this part off, right? About botches, I don't think they're that bad as long as the wrestlers play it off correctly. Like now, in regards, like take Top Dollar, right? When he tried to jump over the rope and he failed, his foot got tripped in the ropes. After that, the person who was supposed to quote unquote catch him, don't try to catch him. Try to fake catch him, but then get on top of him like you're about to take advantage of the situation.
That right there.
You disagree?
That right there. Who are you to tell me that?
I'm absolutely no.
I can agree if
I think he
was there, but for you to tell me, hey, they were intended to do that or intended to do something like that, you're out of it. That's where it's like you're trying to step.
I'm a 40-year consumer of the product,
and then MJ over here.
I'm gonna rotate the room real quick. Hold on. So King, hold on 1 second. King, and then Chase. I'm gonna let King, Chase, and then Jay. I'm gonna let you guys have your final say, and then I'm gonna rotate because there's some people that want to come in. So go ahead and finish what you guys say, brother.
But yeah, in terms of fans having say so in the business, I mean, I mean, okay, maybe they should have some say so, but for the record, they shouldn't have as much say so as the wrestler who puts his life and body and limb on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You do that?
So can I? So WrestleMania when Randy Orton did the mystery opponent, whatever. So now, if it was end up being Joe Hendry. If it was anybody else or somebody that you wanted, and you got Joe Hendry, now the whole thing's a wash. Randy shouldn't have done it, or anything like that. Like that's like you guys.
For the record, I liked it. I was cool with it.
Sure, yeah. But if we say, hey, this is the special on the menu, and this is what's happening right now, and you wanted Rusev to jump in that day, or the GM Nick Aldis to come in and do all that because you predicted or somebody predicted to do so. Now they crash out because they get angry about it.
Yeah, that's wrong as hell. But now, see, if I can say something to the host, right?
Yes, sir.
This is why I was saying you don't like that ratings talk, but I feel like ratings is your power as a consumer.
I don't need to talk about ratings. Ratings is not even, bro. Like I don't know how many times that you've like watched my podcast. I don't talk about ratings because ratings are irrelevant.
What about fan concession? Going to watch the event.
I don't even talk about ticket sales. Don't need to. I don't care about ticket sales. I just care about the product. That's it. I mean, it's like for me, it's weird to talk about money that I'm not fucking getting. Right. So like,
I understand that.
I don't.
I get all
talk
that.
about it.
But I'm saying that like that's your power as a fan.
Right.
You helped build this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how if you don't like something, you can show it in any way, shape, or form.
Hold on, Chris.
Yes, sir.
How do you watch your wrestling?
I just watch wrestling. That's
how
it.
do you watch? No, how specifically do you watch it?
I don't know what you mean. Are you saying?
Do you watch it on the streaming? Do you watch? Do you
no, I watch it on my TV.
You watch it on your TV? Mm-hmm. Like you don't pirate that shit?
No.
You don't pirate that?
No.
You go to these shows. Do you buy merch from those guys?
Yes.
So the people who do that,
mm-hmm.
I guess you guys expect something, but if something different happens, like in Endgame, people like Marvel, but everybody died at the end, and now it's like boo-hoo, we crying.
I think you might be talking to other people, bro, because everybody don't do that. I mean, I don't know why you group in like all these fans and like they have the same mentality. I think this is the disconnect that you are having with us this evening. No, we do not, because that's not me. I mean, you can't put me in the same boat because I don't think that way. I just don't. That's not me. Maybe other people that's on it. Maybe you should have a conversation with them.
But I'm talking about IWC as a whole.
Oh, you talking about as a whole? Okay.
It's not you. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about wrestling fans in general. If it's not you, if it's the shoe don't fit, don't tighten that motherfucker on. You feel me? But I'm saying generally, when something happens that you do not predict or you don't want or you made the bold prediction or yada yada yada, then y'all get fickle, y'all get mad. Triple H is this, Triple H is that. Y'all get mad at Blue Tista or whatever y'all want to get mad at that point.
Okay,
like,
so
and Tyree,
so I just want to just make sure because it seemed like the comment section is confused on what we're talking about. So for the people that just came in, welcome to Wrestling Debates and Catering. My name is Chris from the Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. This is Darkwing Dubb. I call him Darkwing Dubb because it's too close to duck. So what right now we are having a conversation with Tyree Taylor from Prolific. He's an indie worker from the indie scene, and we're just having this discussion where he has his gripes about how we critique his, him and his work, him and his colleagues, how they work in the ring. We're having this discussion right now. We are going to move on in a little bit, but I just want to make sure everybody have their say, and then we're going to move on to the next subject. We're going to probably talk about Raw, or we're going to probably talk about Backlash. Whatever we don't talk about, we'll talk about tomorrow on the Cookout. Is everybody understood? Everybody good?
So in a shot of positivity, Hopefully, everybody in the Discord and everybody that's on the screens right now, everybody follow everybody, everybody network, everybody get the word out about Chris and his pod and Darkwing and this stuff. Everybody follow everybody. Can
I ask King Queen a question real quick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Lay him cook, bro.
I guess.
My bad, Tyree. I saw that belt and I was trying to figure out what that belt was that he's holding.
Oh, that's the IC.
Oh, that's the IC belt. They changed the design of it.
No, they didn't.
No, this is the current
They used to
design
have
for
a
it
white
as of right
strap.
now.
Yeah, no, he's talking about they changed it since the one that like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Oh, he talking about this one. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
that's
the classic Ramon joint.
He has the loudest that you're referring to, Advocate.
Is he talking about the Cody belt?
No,
he's talking.
Yeah, that's the one. Wait, there it is. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a beautiful belt, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's one of my all-time favorite belts. The new one's cool looking though too. I like that one. Anyways, I apologize, Tyree. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I'm like, saw it and I had to ask.
Bro. Welcome.
The U.S. title looks better though.
I like that white belt. I don't like that
white strap. They added the blue. It did look good. But everybody follow everybody. This is the Discord. We're just disagreeing. It's okay.
It's
okay.
No disrespect.
Hey, no disrespect to you either, Tyree. Sometimes I do.
Disrespectful.
Sometimes I do get my
pounds at the end. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got
all disrespect to everybody who don't see it my way. I'm a thug. I'm a G out here. No, I'm just playing. Y'all
really?
For the record, hey, I fuck with Triple H, bro. The way I was there in the trenches. I was there in WWE in 2019. I was there. That shit got dark, bro.
It was the trenches then.
Nah, was it though? That was Compton in 1992, bro. That was New Brooklyn.
1992 wasn't that bad.
Well,
I was still playing on the swing, so I don't know.
92 was crazy in Compton. I don't know how old some of y'all.
In 92.
We know that. We know that.
The 5 boroughs: Queens, Brooklyn, Shun, Word is Born in 92, like all that shit, bro.
Where are you from, sir?
Oh, me, I'm from
where?
I'm from PG.
You from PG?
Yeah.
PG. Wait. You came from the movies?
No, PG County, Maryland.
Washington D.C. from Maryland from PG County.
I was about to say he from Baltimore. Fought a little bit on the dude.
Because I was like confused, like you came from the PG area. All right, so Jay,
trenches,
any final thoughts before I let you go? I'm rotating the room. I'm not like just kicking you out. I just wanted to make sure. Did you get your final thoughts? Or if not, I can just you can go back into the comment section. Or
they heard you first time. If they didn't hear by now,
thank you, sir. Well, thank you. All right, so okay, let me just let him go. Okay, King, did you have any comments? Any last thoughts?
Well, to be honest with you, dude,
he's looking up.
Since you are above me, I might as well just look up as I'm talking to you, if you don't mind.
Say what?
You don't mind if I just look up as I talk to you, right?
Oh, but you like couple of stairs away from me, so you gotta look this way. Yep, look this way.
Is this better?
Yep, there you go. Better? There you go. Perfect angle. Love it. Thank you.
All right. I kill myself every time I'm doing this with my friends.
Shit's hilarious. But no, any final thoughts though?
No, honestly, man, I'm just gonna say this right now. If there is, by any chance, necessary that Paul Levesque does give up his title that he is right now, which is what, like, he's the what is he?
He's the president,
COO
or some shit like that.
I don't know. He got too many letters.
Hey, let Hulk Hogan run the company.
If he gives
Nigga,
up,
I will
if he
kick
gives
your
up his
ass
right
off.
Chill.
I will kick your ass off, like right now.
What
So
was that, TNA
serious.
in 2012 or something like that? That was TNA in like 2008.
Yeah, the same company that he almost unalived. Yeah.
Oh man,
exactly. Now, if he were to give
man,
up that, now if he was to give up his right as COO,
he
who would
did
he give
not
it to
care.
next?
HBK.
Yeah,
Are you
HBK
sure?
can
I would
A
complain about
former
him too.
member of D Generation X?
HBK can barely see.
Y'all would
You don't
complain
like
about
You
him
got
too.
that
Though.
right.
You don't like him as a
You're right
as a
about that.
promoter?
No. He doing good in NXT. Like he doing great. I mean, great for Zumunda. I love it. It's
You don't
just
think they don't talk every day?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they
brief.
do.
yeah. Some they
You
do.
don't think they brief every day?
Yeah.
Surely
And next, I would say Bret Hart.
I mean, come
No,
on.
no.
Come on, guys.
What's y'all beat? What are y'all?
I
Y'all from
love.
San
Listen,
Antonio, Texas, or something, bro?
no. I've met Brett a couple times. He is bitter. He's a
Yeah. I mean, when
he deserves that right, bro.
sure,
Goldberg, you
yeah.
clumsy
But
motherfucker.
when you're bitter and vindictive, that's the
oh
problem. It's bad business.
oh
You
We would love Brett.
I ain't gonna lie, you actually are very right, but yeah, he deserves that though. Triple H is vindictive and bitter.
No, but
Think
don't
about
teach
it.
anybody.
I mean, he
But
got a point.
Triple H, if I study the career of Triple H, I low key
Hey King, I'm
think,
gonna drop you down real quick.
I low key
All right.
Go ahead, bro.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for having me
brother.
on.
Thank
if you
you.
ask my fault.
No, you
Yeah,
good. Keep going.
if you ask me, right, when I look at the whole reign of terror, I think he's still vindictive, and that's why the game promo even came out. He's still bitter about that whole. That's why he had to bury CM Punk, even though it was way past his time. You light my fire, washed ass nigga. But he's
When
still
was that
bitter
promo?
about what happened in '95 with the
When was that
Madison
promo?
Square Garden.
When was that
Oh
promo?
my God. He gonna keep going back to that too.
Oh my god. Oh goodness.
When was that promo with Triple H?
90, I believe '99.
In '99. This is the big 2025 where you grow up and are a professional and have to, have shareholders to appease. So
That's fair.
that person who's at 99 should be different than that person who's in this big 2025 right now.
But do you think he is?
If he said it himself, and there's a saying: if you see things the same way at 20 as you do at 40, you wasted 20 years of your life. So
He said that about CM Punk, didn't he?
yeah, and then now they get along. Now they can actually talk and be humans and shit. Like Jay and Nas can chop it up every so often now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Even though Jay-Z feels the need to drop projects every time Nas releases something.
oh,
But
there was
that's
a
fair.
whole run. I'm from Brooklyn. There was a whole run. I know that run. Let's step on Nas. Right? There was a whole run on that. But like, you can't say because he had those experiences over there that he's not that now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like,
So what you mean? Like so you was just taking a piss and he was just, you remember that time Goldberg, clumsily, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was really that bitter, like just
Sure.
wilding.
Absolutely. But I wouldn't put somebody in that position who can't do the job. That's just me.
So you think
he was he could.
So
Yeah,
you think that Goldberg shouldn't have been the one to wrestle Bret Hart?
Goldberg shouldn't have been in the ring, period.
Oh well.
At all.
All ever.
I agree with that.
But
There's a lot of people that said
Don't
that.
get it twisted.
He shouldn't have
He
been
was
in the ring.
entertaining as a bitch.
But
He was moving that needle.
But he unfortunately was moving that needle. Unfortunately, the people who do move the needle do get opportunities. Hence why Jake Paul is doing whatever the hell he's doing. People like, God rest his soul, Michael McMongo back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He was on NFL. He was doing this thing, and then he started throwing up hot garbage. But like, there's only so much hot garbage you can take before you have to shelf it. You know what I'm saying?
But Tyree, isn't that both like a blessing and a curse? Like you got somebody that's moving a needle, but then also you got somebody that's reckless in the ring. I mean, don't they ever take that in consideration?
Depends on what you deem as reckless.
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Yes, but unfortunately, he moved the
Ain't
needle.
nobody telling that shit
He
was a
moved the
word.
needle more than he was reckless.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I
He
don't know
moved the
about
needle
that
more
shit.
than he was reckless.
He had that Georgia
I don't
Dome
know about that
rocking when he
shit.
won it off the
Because
Hulk Hogan.
nah, because you got to look at WCW at that state. WCW at that time was still stupid enough to put the belt occasionally on Hulk Hogan. Like y'all, they were making
Yes, but
terrible in-ring
unfortunately,
decisions.
Thank you, guys.
but
They
again,
put the belt on
unfortunately,
fucking David Arquette.
but
Yeah,
again,
that was nasty work.
But again, unfortunately, WCW kind of moved off reactions instead of the story. So they knew that David Arquette winning would get a reaction because one, there's no internet to do this about David Arquette, and two, like when somebody beats his mealy mouth ass, they would get a bigger reaction. So,
Wow.
so unfortunately, they didn't know how to do week by week television with Arquette as champion. So,
They didn't know how to do week by week television with anybody as champion. That's why they're not in business no more.
Yes,
this is what
because the
happens when
reaction-
you have somebody who gives a damn about wrestling, like Ted Turner, and he decides he wants to be in the AOL business and hands over his company to a goddamn organization that wouldn't know their asshole from their elbows in regards to wrestling operations.
You're right, but also, unfortunately,
They should have just fucking folded.
Unfortunately,
They could have sold that shit to WWE.
Yes, but unfortunately, the roster got guaranteed contracts and got paid.
Yep.
That
So-
part.
I've always said the NWO actually in real fuck storyline or kayfabe, that shit might have been a real life thing. They really did their job. They really helped take down WCW.
So this is the criticism that Tony Khan got before. That for a little bit, I guess he hunkered down on it a little bit. Is the inmates were running the asylum, and because people got paid, and Daddy is Jaguar's owner, they getting some sort of money and revenue, and they better pray to God they start winning because then they'll get more revenue and stuff like that. Talking about the Jaguars, but because Ted Turner had the money to put people up and all their contracts and stuff. That's why when the alliance happened, a lot of them didn't get re-signed because those contracts were too big.
Yep.
And they already had
and that's why it fell through because we ain't getting no. It was supposed to be Hogan versus Austin, The Rock
I'm not
versus
paying Buff Bagwell more than I'm paying Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
The
And then
fuck
you
was
almost
that?
double
And you seen what happened with Buff.
Yes, and you almost double. So when you bring all those people in, you double your budget. So now you cut into the profits. A lot of you motherfuckers ain't getting back in. That's business.
To be honest, right?
Hold on 1 second. So, Rap God Thanos, you said, okay, bro, I seen your stuff. You have talent. Are you talking to Uncle down there?
He's probably
I'm probably talking to you. You buff as fuck. You been lifting weights again?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
When you're recovering from injury,
Put the camera on.
but
Put the
going to
camera
the
on
gym.
my shit.
I'm
on
on
your side
leave.
now.
I have nothing to do. I'm going to the gym.
Oh, that's
Tyree,
what's up.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
So you're in the Indies, right?
Yes.
What is your end goal?
The older I get, that changes. I just want to do tours. I'm going to be respected. If I end up signing some paperwork, I end up signing paperwork. But if I go around and travel and do all these tours, collecting countries and other promotions, I collect promotions like Pokemon badges when you beat the gyms. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just trying to be everywhere. If the big dogs fuck with it, they fuck with it. If not, I'm going to be respecting this stuff.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's open up the panel to everybody since we got two wrestlers that's up here. If you guys want to ask some questions, well, matter of fact, Tyrese, how much time do you guys?
Who the second one?
I think it's William. William, you a wrestler too?
Yes, I am.
See, you got
Where
two
you work,
wrestlers
baby?
on this bitch.
Where you work?
Russell, Virginia.
You say you where?
Russell in Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia. Okay, what company?
It's a backyard promotion called Tidewater Wrestling Alliance.
Okay. So, panel, did you or comment section? Did you guys want to ask these gentlemen any questions?
Well,
I got a question.
Well, damn. Okay.
Hold
Oh,
on.
my
Hold
bad.
on.
Did I come in aggressive heels?
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Let's go to
I'm
Advocate.
not used to the TikTok. I'm like maybe
Oh, I
louder than
know.
Spaces.
I know.
This is my
That boy
first time,
Advocate
guys.
just
I'm sorry.
Advocate just ready.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Advocate. Go ahead,
So-
Advocate.
I wanted to ask Tyree earlier because like I don't disagree with like kind of what you're saying about how like fans they talk a little bit too much about the business side of it. But do you think that's like a result of like how like the business has been exposed over the last 20 years through podcasts, through shoot interviews and things like that? Like it does feel like when I was a kid, obviously you're a kid, but I was like, I don't feel like people talked about like the business side of wrestling at all.
Not at all.
But like now it feels like it's more important to fans than the actual like, like stories or the in-ring stuff sometimes. And you think that's a result of like sort of the business being exposed through like, like podcast, shoot interviews, etc.
Yes. So I 100% agree. Because those shoot interviews back in the day were hard to find, and you needed a DVD from highspots.com to get those shoot interviews. Not many people watched it, but because Chris Van Vliet can, interview any wrestler he wants, and these are pretty good interviews, and you want to hear the insight. Basically, people want to hear somebody shit on somebody, but that's the negativity. But these are pretty good interviews from people behind the stories that you guys like. So, like, unfortunately, these stories are, involve some backstage stuff. And, people gravitate towards that, and, it is what it is. But, shout out to the people who try to keep kayfabe alive.
Cool.
I blame Triple H for this.
Why you blame Triple H?
Well, not just Triple H. I'm acting like Vince right now. I blame Triple H, Hunter. Triple H. I blame Triple H, HBK, Razor Ramon, and Scott Hall.
Terrorizing.
Terrorizing.
Yep.
I thought it was Oz, but that was the wrong person.
Paul Levesque, Tara.
How the fuck he got Oz, bro? What the fuck? Like the fuck? Did you watch Wizard of Oz and say, "Hey, one day I'm going to be Oz"? Like this is just wow. Okay.
It feels like it was more of like a Cornette thing to me. Like I feel like he was the first one who I remember seeing who was like really talking about like the business side of the business in those shoot interviews. Like
Triple H.
No, I was saying. Because to me, like that stuff all kind of started in like the early 2000s, like what Tyree was saying with high spots and stuff like that, where it was like the business started being like the backstage stuff started being, like sort of presented to the fans in a way for us to consume as entertainment.
So y'all really don't put that much blame on the curtain call on the click?
No.
Really?
No.
Because one, that clip is hard to find.
That's fair.
That clip was hard to find, and we didn't have the internet.
Yeah, pre-internet days.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Then I take that back.
We actually do have a comment, a question in the room for Will and Tyree. How is the matches choreographed?
So I just kind of basically went over it in the comments because I was letting Tyree speak. I didn't want to interrupt him while he was speaking.
No, go ahead, bro.
Okay.
So basically, in my promotion, we have somebody that is writing our storylines. We have somebody that's writing our matches and how things go. As far as the match goes, myself and my opponent, we plan out the whole match.
You sound a little bit muffled, brother.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
Better?
Say something one more time.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yep. Should be good.
So, as far as the match is laid out, myself and my opponent will plan out the entire match. The only thing we don't plan out is the ending. That comes from our booker because he actually has a lot of good ideas. So as far as any spots we do in the match is up to myself and the opponent. It's based on communication, kind of give us a sign when it's time for something to change in the match. If I need to take over in the match to get the momentum back on my side, a simple, like, a squeeze of the wrist will let me know, hey, take over.
Okay.
And so that way we do that a lot so we don't have the cameras pick up us trying to tell our opponent, hey, I'm going to do this. So we do non-audible to where we can let our opponent know, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to squeeze like your wrist, or I'm going to tap your arm. After I do that, take over.
Hey,
Okay.
So, William, if I could ask you, I ain't trying to tell you how to do your job, but I am asking, do you think...
You kind of can't tell me to do my job because I'm a champion. Anyway,
I feel that.
Continue.
I feel that. I was about to ask you, though, do you think we as fans should know this?
I wouldn't say y'all should know it. We try to make it seem too obvious on camera to where we're not telling the audience our spots. So we're not giving that audible cue. We're kind of making it less obvious. That way, us as the competitors know when the spot's coming. The fan shouldn't. That way, when the spot happens and it's a good one, we get a more genuine reaction than opposed to, oh, I heard it before it happened. That's not as impressive.
Let me kind of elaborate on that.
Go for it.
Without like completely giving everything up. This ain't a wrestling class.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, give us information that's relevant. You don't have to give us like everything. So
I
you
want
don't have
to
to
give
give us
fans place, big dog.
So basically, we get our end goal. What the promoter wants. How do you want it? If there's a storyline or something like that going on. How long? Yada yada yada. How long we doing? As soon as we figure that out, then we start going over the match. Once we start going over the match, we figure out how we get to these points, or if anything we need specifically in the middle of the match or in those points or whatever. A lot of those TV shows, they have TV timeouts when that's happening and stuff like that. There's also every singles match have 3 people in it, so everybody has to know with whom. Who's the third person, guys?
Referee, of course.
Referee.
Like once we're able to coordinate kind of what's going on as far as how we get into A, B, and C, then we can, put our own little spice into the match to be able to go into said spot and figure out how long we got to this part and this part there. A lot of times, if I'm cool with a guy, I'm calling about 3 spots. If I'm cool with the guy, I'm calling about 3 spots, beginning, middle, and end. Everything else, you listen to me. Good job, brother. I hear you, brother. And then we get to where we need to get to. And then,
cool.
As long as we get to the spot and we tell the story that we're supposed to tell, we're all good. If not, we're on the fly, baby.
Wow, the comment section is heating up with questions. Okay, light skin, I know you just came in. MJ, I'm gonna come to you in a second. Will, I'm gonna come to you after him. Light skin, did you have any questions? You just came in.
I just wanted to piggyback off of Advocate's question about exposing the business. What do William and Tyree think about the new Netflix show that's coming out where you get the stage look behind everything? Because it seems like WWE has been the one company that has been pretty much taking you behind the scenes and seeing how they operate. Nobody else does that.
And I don't think that's a good idea.
I'll take that one.
Period.
So
that's a terrible idea.
I think it's a good idea if all they do is kind of like how they did like Total Divas and stuff like that, and like telling people stories and like kind of go. If they start going through meetings and roster meetings and stuff like that, and like they can make up some sort of office meeting for one-on-ones or whatever. If they start going over like what happens in the ring where there's like 20 other matches going on in the ring trying to work out something, then there's a problem. So there's a line to this. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm fine with it as long as they keep it like how Triple H, WWE's been doing on Instagram and stuff lately. How they've been going over Penta's fucking entrance and stuff like that. Stuff those producer guys get as much credit as we do.
Mm-hmm.
So like what angle, what camera needs to be here, and how they need to work here, and stuff like that. Sure, y'all can see that, but what's on the whiteboard, y'all don't need to see. What's on with me and my opponent sitting next to each other, while the big boss promoter is trying to go over run times and matches. Then y'all can mind your business. But all the rest of the stuff, how the pyro works, how to cool, y'all got it.
I'm gonna be so pissed if I see Triple H and them really talking to people. Oh, so the matches go through like that's not gonna be good for the business.
Yeah, I prefer them to stay away from that. Yeah,
you notice when they shoot gorilla shots, it's usually just pure reactions with that one person. They keep the camera angles tight, because somebody else is going to come. The opponent's going to come right back from there. So as long as they keep it like that, I'm cool. Have it.
Cool.
That's why I was. Never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's how I was talking about to William. Like, I don't think as fans we should know this. We shouldn't get none of that behind the stage, how matches work, none of that. We should just be fans.
Oh no. As far as like the planning process, we don't air any of that. Like we talk this over before the show starts. Like we'll have it planned out days in advance, and we'll have it make sure we know what we're doing. So that way, when the match airs, it's completely new to everybody. We don't give anybody any insight as to what's going on. We'll cut promos for it. We'll talk about the event, what's going to happen. Myself, right now, I'm a face, so I have to be one of the main faces in the company right now. So we're not giving any insight as to what's going on in the match. The fans are completely in the dark until they see the match and be like, "Oh, okay, that's new."
Here's the difference between like those main shows and the indies. A lot of places, depending on where you work, it can be real shindy, and you're going to get like 20 people or whatever. It doesn't matter. But some of these shows where you have the card for like a week, and then somebody got car trouble, or somebody got something like this, or whatever. My opponent is stuck in the snow, and they don't have the rental or whatever, and I got to pick somebody else. So I got the student from that show's promotion school, and now I got to come up with something totally different from what we had before. So us as professionals, we have to keep it that way, and try to come up with something that'll not only be watchable, but try to make a star or something like that while still losing my original opponent. Or the promoter would be like, "Hey, I like this kid. This match is now a triple threat match."
Okay.
And now because everybody missed an opponent, this is a scramble now. They don't just do that because there's money involved in the big time. But us like the people who worked in the indies kind of know you can't really get married to him.
Okay. MJ, you had a question?
I didn't necessarily had a question and everything, because literally the two things that Tyree and William said, my homeboy kind of told me in on that one, and he filled me in on another piece of information. He was like, "Yeah, that's why you don't consistently see wrestlers, especially white wrestlers nowadays, don't consistently have like a closer crop haircut. They have hair that's a little bit longer, so just in case they need to do an audible cue on something, they can, and it will be covered like William is showing y'all. It'll be that." So, but again, like I was going to say that this is what the biggest problem.
You better work with that hair.
Oh, Larry. Kyrie was trying to hold it in.
But that's one of the biggest issues that I saw in wrestling. One of the biggest issues was really the internet. Instead of like building the community and everything, it became this place where folks would be like, "Oh yeah, I got this spoiler." So that's where all of the, like what Tyree was talking about people making predictions and then being mad when the predictions don't work out. Wrestling fans have always done that and everything, and it didn't become an issue until the spoiler community got in. Where it's like, oh, no, because I got this little bit of insight and everything. I know a guy who knows a guy who works in catering and everything, and he told me that such and such is going to drop the belt on Sunday, and this guy's going to be the champion. And so that fueled wrestling fans to no longer be watching the product for the sake of enjoying it. They wanted to know the script before the script was delivered. It's almost like, what's the fun of watching a movie if you got the script?
So now
you already know what's going to happen. You're not going to enjoy it.
There you go.
So now here's what happens as a promoter. Here's what happens as a promoter. You now know somebody has leaked something now. Now, as a wrestler, I now have to come up with something on the fly from there. Maybe they had Rusev on, what's the name? That's why maybe the next day he came out in the tag team. No, it made no damn sense because he was probably the original opponent.
Yeah,
the original opponent for Randy. Yeah. They were like, "Yo, we need some ideas. Hey, what about Joe Hendry? That'll be dope. Let's see TNA will rock with that. All right, cool. Now he's dead. We're gonna move this here. We're gonna move this here." That's why people get cut last minute because now they need more time for something or something like that. Like now they have a whole way harder job to do because of those people who want to be spoilers and stuff like that. You think Vince talking about, oh, my contract is this, contract is that, when secretly they already signed a 5-year deal.
You think so? Y'all think Vince kind of suffered from that, and that's why his stuff was so erratic and so bad at times?
Vince just thought he just
about. So Vince is what I said Bret Hart was, bitter and vindictive.
Bitter and vindictive.
No, he is. That's why WCW.
That's why Karrion Kross was wearing a red ass helmet. Because he thought shit was funny. So
we're not going to even get to that.
Just a mark ass buster.
That's why Sting stayed away from WWE.
He sent people out. So if y'all guys do not know, I was trained by 2 Hall of Famers, Johnny Rodz in Brooklyn, New York, which is an older guy, and then Booker T in Houston, Texas.
Oh shit!
And then I also trained at New England Pro Wrestling Academy, the Kowalski School. So so like that's why I currently teach right now. So like,
you teaching?
Yes. All nice.
Okay, all right.
Nice. Okay. So like, people don't understand that he would send people out just because it was funny, or he would make people redo matches live because they didn't do specific things. So he was not only think that shit was funny, that wasn't funny. So there was a recent interview, I guess somebody said about Sean, where he thought something was funny and nobody else thought it was.
The farting thing.
He was like, you think people think MASH is a good show when people are watching Beavis and Butthead. So why are you trying to do some MASH shit when people are watching Beavis, like stuff like that? And it wouldn't go over, but because the workers are workers, they'll do what they got to do, just like Cross being a good soldier, yada yada yada. He thought that shit was funny.
So let's go to Darkwing, and then King. I think you got questions. I think the same question for both Will and Tyree. So we'll address that in a second. Go ahead, Darkwing.
First thing, y'all give a shout out to my wife. She down in the comments.
Which one?
And then she's Kayla with the black heart.
Oh, hey, that's Darkwing. Kayla. Because I'm like,
Darkwing. Hey, you remember that shorty that was talking to, that
Don't you play? It's the first time I talked to you.
The same Tyree, don't do that. Don't mess with me. Don't do that, Tyree. Don't be like, oh man, R.I.P. Darkwing.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Mess around with Tyree. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was like, who is Kayla? Why are you following me? I don't know you. And I was like, oh, you his wife. Oh shit.
Yeah, there she is. There she is right there in the comments.
Yeah, I got my eyes on you too. Yeah, I see.
No, we just talking about
Listen, hey, Kayla, you definitely got great taste. You got great taste.
Hey,
you got great taste. Shut up.
Ain't your favorite Jada Parker?
Don't come for me.
Huh?
Wait.
Ain't your favorite Jada Parker?
You said who?
It's your favorite Jada Parker and
Nope.
Stephanie?
I don't even know who that is.
No, no, that,
Jada Parker.
yeah,
You don't know who Jada Parker is?
You don't know that you
You don't watch NXT?
You don't watch it for the plot?
Y'all
get out here.
trifling. Y'all trifling as fuck. I got you covered, Wing. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Anyway.
I appreciate it, MJ.
This is for Will and Tyree. So, have you guys ever were thinking about doing like movie roles, or have you done movie roles, like wrestling movie roles?
I have not, but if the opportunity ever like arose for it, I would definitely do it.
So I actually have a couple friends who've done like some of these wrestling shows. There's a school in Louisiana called Wildcat Sports. The owner, he's done like a lot.
Hey, you're a little muffled, Tyree.
What's up?
Sound
you're a little muffled.
Oh, so I have a friend in Louisiana. There's a promotion called Wildcat Sport. The owner has a SAG card, so he's been like in the Logan movie. He's the one that his name is Luke Hawks. He's the one where Logan was doing that uppercut. You can see the thing like this. Like, and then one of the other guys was in Sinners just because he was in what was that Freebirds movie? Not the Freebird movie. What was that other trio? Devon Eric movie, yes. So actually, like two of them were like one is his world champion, and the other one of the other actors is another one. So like they're actually giving me the inspiration to kind of go get my SAG card and go do other like stunts, because technically we're stuntmen. So we can go do stunts for regular shows and do certain shit like that. So if the opportunity comes, I'm taking that 100%.
That's what's up. All right. So everybody, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with no.
I'm sorry.
Pause.
You again.
I apologize.
Pause. No,
I'm
gonna go to you in a second. We gotta find you. I told you you better work. Better work that hair. Anyway, let's go to the final. We're gonna wrap up. Right now it's
hair's all over the place in that.
I see you up there, like Selson Blue. Yeah, I see you. So right now it's 11:10. So we're gonna go around for final thoughts, real quick. So Advocate, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. I used to work a little bit in film. And I wonder if you were going to do stunts and stuff, if it would affect your wrestling career, because most pro wrestling shows are non-union gigs. But I'm like, if it's a live show, it might not be under the same parameters for SAG. But if they're filming it, then it might be.
Depending on when and stuff is, the difference between indies and the big time, I'm not signed to it. So like, if I have the opportunity to do so, I cannot do that show. And, I might not get booked back again, but, I'm able to schedule myself how I do to do so, unless I'm signed The Claw, that's the movie. But, I'm able to schedule how I want from there. Now, if I'm signed to the big time, I might have to give a percentage and some time off to WWE. You got to look at John Cena's contract. Like anything that he does and profits off, WWE has to get a piece because he's kind of made it. It is what it is at that point. But I'm not signed to anybody, so I can just tell it.
Okay. Light skin, final thoughts?
I think the only final thought I would have is that when it comes to us having an opinion on the pro wrestling product, I think we mainly just speak on how it is presented to us. I agree with Tyree that, we need to stop talking about the business aspect and the making money aspect and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about all that. All I want to do is just sit down and be entertained. And there are some things that I'm entertained by, and there are things that I'm just not entertained by. That's what I say. There are multiple different promotions worldwide. Whatever you find your niche to, hook onto it, and look. WWE's product, for some reason, right now isn't because I just feel like I've been abandoned. Like the hardcore fan in me doesn't enjoy what I'm watching, so that's why I go to other promotions like an AEW, like a New Japan, like a Stardom, like a Margo, like a Pro Wrestling Noah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that we can also see the genjutsu that WWE likes to do when it comes to buying out other companies, like a AAA, like what I feel like they're going to do to TNA within the next, by the end of the summer, or at least within the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's good to have pro wrestling choices, not pro wrestling obedience.
Cool. Nicely put. Let's go to OTR. Final thoughts.
It was a great conversation, honestly. I just like how we was able to keep it very respectful, professional. Nobody took any personal shots. We stayed on topic. Even though if we disagree with each other, we all still got a lot of... Even though we disagree with each other, we all kept it very professional. Everybody got a lot of respect for each other. And, I like conversations like this. I just hate when I join other lives and somebody disagree with somebody, or, they take a personal shot or something, and then it's personal, then it gets really serious. Like, come on, bro. It's TikTok, it's wrestling, bro. We all love wrestling, bro. We all just trying to have a good conversation. And I feel like we did it tonight. Nobody disrespected nobody. Took no personal shots, like I said. We kept it respectful. We kept it pushing. And look how we is now. Everybody laughing, everybody joking. That's how it should be. So that's all I got to say.
Nicely put. All right, Chase, final thoughts.
I know we kind of fed up with Triple H right now, but remember Bobby
You love
Lashley.
Triple H, don't you? I'm gonna shut up.
You said what?
Nothing at all. No, you love Triple H.
Remember Bobby Lashley's sisters. Remember Rusev and Bobby Lashley. Remember what's this? Bro, remember all the stuff before Roman Reigns saved us in 2020 with the travel.
He didn't say me. Shit. Crest Fully Clean definitely saved his teeth.
All right.
But whatever.
Oh God.
No, and I seen you throwing up the sign. Like, if you do that again, I swear to God,
someone that be the ones.
Just playing. Yeah, I never throw up the ones. I throw up this. So.
Wow. You and somebody must be a Kevin Owens fan.
You are the number one fan in my book. Let me stop.
Triple H got his problems. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Cena heel turn. I won't begrudge you that, but I remember the trenches, bro. I remember eating ramen noodles, bro. I remember we ain't had in 2018. We ain't have a bed. We had to wake up and make the floor. That's how bad it was out there, bro. Vince put us through some hell, bro.
He did, and it made me migrate to AEW.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
That's
I
fair.
still watch.
I was right there with you. 2019 AEW was up there with 97 WCW. My eyes. I'm doing 26, so I don't remember, but
I can. Yeah.
Tyree don't like that one.
I know he don't.
97 WCW was bad.
What?
It
Whoa.
Y'all don't realize how bad some.
I was born in 98, so I wouldn't know for real, but
you was born in 98?
Yeah.
No, I was born in 92, but I rewatched some of this stuff.
You younger than motherfucker. I can call you
You
uncle.
call me uncle.
I gotta agree with Tyree on this too. Like 97 WCW, every single match ends in a DQ.
You my age, nigga.
He sure was calling him uncle. Like if anybody's
I
uncle up here,
was.
that'd be looks like either light skin or myself because I'll be 40 next month. So
Well,
How you catch it straight? That's crazy.
I mean, bro, you light skinned, so
but I was told from what I've seen, 97 WCW was on fire. Delta ass.
It was financially, but if you go back and watch it, I don't think it holds up that well. Like most of the matches, almost every match will have a run in or a DQ or some sort of fuck finish. It sort of takes away from the product back then, in my opinion.
That might be fair.
Fuck finishing. Like, my
He said
God.
fuck finisher, right? I'm saying Advocate
My
is.
God. Oh my God.
Is that
So fine.
But then
99,
you gotta realize
2019, 2020 AEW was up there with 96 WCW.
well, everything 2020 was crazy. But
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Even
John
that.
Moxley, oh
let's
my
not where the
gosh.
people come in. At least
Even that.
WWE and those guys tried. You know what I'm saying? I remember
Moxley, I ain't gonna lie, Moxley in 2020, 2019, oh my gosh.
I actually missed that Moxley. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't you?
This weapon. I mean, this American
I don't know
X
what he
thing.
turned
I
into.
don't know what that is.
I don't. That's not the Moxley. The Moxley I know had the
You wanna
little
know
jacket
what
was coming
happened
out through
with
the
Mox?
crowd. He had hair on his head.
You know what
He
happened
had
with Mox?
better.
Hold on,
theme
one
sound.
time.
He's hurt.
You say he's hurt?
He's not moving like the way he used to move because he's been in the business for 20 some odd years.
That's fair.
You got to realize.
Wrestling will do
Like,
that to you.
remember, before the E, he was deathmatch man.
Yeah,
So,
he was.
All that stuff was catching up to him, and he can't go banger for banger like you don't want everybody in AEW to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people shit on Jericho right now because he can't do that anymore.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Jericho's the epitome of. Well, he is old as hell. You right.
Yeah, but he got to
He
pack it up.
been ECW, WCW,
When you start
WWE,
missing
New
your line
Japan.
assaults like that, you got to pack it up.
Can I?
His chest
Me
is.
and
It's like somebody
was talking about this earlier. I would like to know.
I digress.
Real quick before we finish up with this, I would like to know Tyree and Williams' opinion on Will Ospreay. Me and Chris were talking about this before everybody came on. What are y'all's opinion?
We were.
Yeah, because I
We
told you
were.
I didn't like the fact that he didn't sell.
And I think you still garbage for that.
No, okay. Which one?
You should be looking in my direction because I'm talking to you.
Well, I'll let you go first on that.
Not.
So are we talking about Ospreay as in a whole like competitor or for an AEW?
Just your opinion on Ospreay.
I think Ospreay puts on phenomenal matches.
He said that he doesn't sell.
They're okay. He sells.
Sell what?
And this is my issue with AEW right now. There's a lot of no selling, and it irritates.
Oh my god! Oh yes. Like
okay, this is over.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you just took a super kick. Lay down for like.
Look, I keep saying it's
even
adrenaline. It's part of the experience, but then he takes it down. You know.
So now that the Lucha Bros are in the E, and you saw Penta's first match was with
Gable.
Mm-hmm.
No, his first match, his debut match. No, not Penta.
Ludwig Kaiser.
What up, Chris?
Yeah, his brother was like. He had his
Right
first match, and that match was a banger because they slowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And everything, and you were able to nice digest. Let me get you the spoonful. You take that. Let me wipe it off your corners in your mouth. Let me,
Wow, that's moist.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Hey,
Y'all-
your wife is still here.
Out of pocket.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! All right, let's go to was that so?
Real quick on Ospreay because it's a
Okay.
He's phenomenal. But not only that he doesn't sell, he's not the star he thinks he is. And
I can't wait to get my Ospreay take. I can't wait to get my Ospreay take.
So this is going to be your final thought.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, not. Oh,
No, he's talking about MJ. He's talking about MJ.
Yeah, I'm talking about MJ. Go ahead, MJ, because I know you got a lot to say on this one.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Everybody, hold on to your motherfucking seat.
Will
Ospreay is only the fucking man that he is because he knocked off all the Ricochet moveset and he's white. That's it. That man would not be no fucking where if he was fucking black because we got a black man as proof of that and his name is Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Stand on business.
Hold on. Let me shoot white people some bail. Ricochet could not talk on the mic for his life.
Oh
I
my
don't give a
god!
fuck.
Oh my goodness!
I
No.
don't give a
you should.
fuck.
You should, because
That's
if you
part
were
of
talking
wrestling.
indies, sure, where you don't have to connect to a crowd, to connect to a person or anything like that, absolutely.
You give him a manager and you move on. They could have gave his
Not
ass Teddy
everybody is
Long
suited for
and
a
he'd have been a
manager.
19-time champion
Not
until he could
everybody
get his
is
mic
suited
game
for a
up.
manager. What does a high flyer look like with a manager?
Right.
This is where like the pros.
Was Sensational Sherry not talking for Shawn Michaels for quite a while? Am I hallucinating? Am I the only person old enough to recall that?
Shawn Michaels was out, and then what happened when she was out of Shawn and like did anybody manage Shawn Michaels then?
Until I could have swear, like I speak English. I need for y'all to understand. I do speak English. And when I said you give him a manager, again, you give him a manager until he gets better on the mic, and then we let him go. Literally, here's the thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Here's the thing I'm gonna tell y'all. Literally, that is what we are looking at with what's your boy? What is
literally
Darkwing, your boy. No, Chris, your boy who you keep saying is being ignored in WWE. Young dude. Carmelo Hayes. His ass don't cut good promos. That's why they not boosting him to the fucking moon. But if they gave his ass a fucking manager,
Crockpot.
Nah, Carmelo Hayes.
Y'all wow.
Carmelo Hayes can talk.
He can talk.
Yes, he can.
He can
But
talk.
Yeah.
just I don't know what's going on.
As a professional wrestler, not only you have to translate to the people, you sell your shit, you sell yourself, you sell the move, you sell the work. You also have to speak to it.
Yep.
That's part of the description. That's
do
why
we not recall the Prince Puma angle when he got to Lucha Underground? Y'all act like y'all knew the wrestling. What is this?
What? Wait.
Hold on, bro.
Wait, what?
Did Prince Puma not have a mouthpiece to speak for him when he was in Lucha Underground?
Who?
Prince Puma.
He had
Ricochet. Yeah.
Talk.
What?
He didn't have to talk. And it was
Motherfucker, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Hey, calm down, Pinky from next Friday.
Y'all wild. Y'all are wildin'. This is revisionist history at its very best.
What? Wait. Did you call him?
Say what?
From Friday? Did you really call him that?
100%. Say y'all ain't see Prince Puma. Say it one more time. Say you ain't seen it one more time.
That's nasty word. That's nasty word.
Y'all
there.
wild.
So now
Again.
your only choice now is to put Ricochet in the mask, which he does. What's your logic here?
Again, I'm not. No, sir. Your argument was when he was first in wrestling, he couldn't cut promos, and that's why he was able to just get over a moveset. Yeah, again, I'm gonna ask for you to do me one big favor, Tyree. Send me an early Will Ospreay promo that wasn't dog shit. I'll wait. Fuck out of here. Y'all motherfuckers, get off that man's sack.
That was dog shit.
Hop off.
Hold on.
Y'all love Will Ospreay, and y'all act as if he is not a carbon copy.
Ospreay,
I was not riding Will Ospreay.
He was not riding Will Ospreay, though.
Again, to sit up here and because again, we're not saying, oh, Ricochet can't cut a promo now, so that does not apply to him now. I said when he was coming up, it's the exact same moveset. That fucking backflip into the hero pose. That was Ricochet before the fuck it was Ospreay. Every fucking move was Ricochet before it was Ospreay. Will Ospreay has gotten over on being the exceptional white athletic dude. It is literally the same model that they're trying to utilize for Logan Paul goofy ass.
Okay, no. And this is where the line between you and a professional has to be where it is. Will Ospreay is a phenomenal worker.
No, I didn't say he wasn't. Where did I say he wasn't?
Hold on.
Yeah, let him finish.
He's a phenomenal worker. It's everything else that's in the job description that is preventing him from being a star. That's why when Kenny Omega came from Japan, he wasn't as poppin' or transcended like any other guys that WWE has put on. That's why you see some of those guys who are TNA, who are AEW bred, go to the E and are bigger stars now because they're presented that way and they're able to talk and be able to use their time, whatever little that they get, in the qualifying matches. Ricochet, when that was the case, they had to force a title on him to make sure that somebody like Ricochet, who was in Dragon Gate, who was in Guerrilla Promotion, whatever that was, I forgot the promotion there.
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And like all those guys, you think you're getting that. These guys cannot be world champion all the time, guys.
I remember that. I still remember that promo with him and Drew McIntyre, where Drew McIntyre was like,
I would love if y'all stuck with my argument instead of manufacturing side arguments to be correct. I would love that. That would be outstanding.
Okay,
this is what it is.
So we're gonna move on to Will. Will be what did you got your final thought, Darkwing, right?
No, he didn't. We still going.
Did you get your?
I just asked him a question, and then it turned into this. I just literally asked William and Tyree a question, and it turned into this.
Okay, so let's go to, and thank you, MJ. Let's go to Will for final thoughts. Go ahead. You got to think about it?
No.
No?
I got to think about how I'll word it because I don't want to sound like an ass.
No, sound like an ass.
Do it, bro. I mean,
say what you need to say, bro.
Yeah, please.
In my opinion, social media is killing wrestling. And I'm going to give you an example why. Not last week. 2 weeks ago, when Aleister came back, I popped. I was happy. I love Aleister Black.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go onto Instagram or TikTok or Threads or anything of that, and I see a fan video in the crowd of him getting ready to make his entrance, it killed the illusion for me. It pissed me off. Because that man has such a unique entrance. And I was a fan of it in NXT, but to see a fan video of it, of him getting ready to make his entrance, it pissed me off as a wrestling fan. And I've been a wrestling fan for almost 30 years. It pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a wrestler now, it pisses me off because that kind of, granted, cool, you're at a show, you paid money to get tickets, you're a fan. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Don't give up the illusion of a mistake. That's like The Undertaker in the 90s. Well, granted, cell phones weren't that big back then. A wrestler of this caliber who has a unique entrance like Aleister Black, him rising up in the mist, let it be unique. Let it be special. Let it be mysterious. Don't give up the mysterious aspect of it because you want to record a video and say, oh, look, that's how he does his entrance.
Here's why they don't care.
I really don't.
There's like 40,000 people in the arena, but where the angle of where the cameras are, they don't see all of that, and there's 4 or 5 million watching at home. The numbers just are like, and one dickhead won a video camera that showed off to the world where maybe 1,000 people, and you being one of the 1,000 that be able to see it. They don't care unless 5 million people are watching the production from there. So that's kind of, even though they should hide it a little better, they don't have the luxury of the raised the raised stage anymore. That idea, because you can do a lot with those stages. They don't have that luxury anymore. You can't wheel him out like Hannibal Lecter in a wheel cart and then come over. He has to get out, lay it down. Unfortunately, that's kind of what it is. It does piss me off as well, but like the E is not, it doesn't matter enough to the E for them to change.
Okay, cool. I think it's your turn, Darkwing. Final thought. Oh, I think Advocate. Did you have a final thought? I thought you did. You?
Yeah, I just really enjoyed the show. I was happy to come out. You know, you always come out and support the collective, so I was happy to come out and support. This is really fun. On the selling thing, I don't want to get any heat with the pros in here. I'm not a huge fan of like too much selling. Maybe it's just because I'm a fan of like my favorite wrestler is Tomohiro Ishii. So I'm like, maybe that's why.
That does a lot.
But like, so the match that got me back into watching pro wrestling was Ishii versus Makabe from Wrestle Kingdom 9. And those guys basically sold nothing. You know, like they just beat the shit out of each other. Like that shit was crazy. But again, I'm not trying to say you guys are doing it wrong or there's a right way or wrong. You know, like that's not my place. I'm just a fan. But in my opinion, I'm just not a huge fan of like too much selling in wrestling.
Okay. Cool. When you guys, as a matter of fact, you can plug the collective if you want to in here.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, we have spaces every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1:30 Pacific time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have a YouTube channel. We have a TikTok. Yeah, like I said, Heels is always on there. He's always cutting up in there, having a great time. He's one of our favorite guests, frequent guests.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and we just appreciate anybody who comes out. We're all just fans. We just love to, talk about wrestling. Yeah, it's a really good time, We appreciate anybody who comes out. Tyree or William, if you guys are ever on Twitter and you want to come in there, we'll give you guys an interview, let you guys, talk about, how your careers are going, what's going on in there. We love to hear from guys who are on the independents or are on the come up. We like to support like independent wrestlers and help give them a voice in the community. So yeah, like I said, appreciate y'all.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. I guess it's you now, Darkwing Duck.
Do we get Tyree?
No, I'm gonna cut me a promo after.
Yep. So he gonna cut. Yep. Mm-hmm. So
all right. So
go ahead.
This is only my second live that I've been able to co-host. The first one was with Mr. Bars. Well, I don't think he came in tonight, but was Bars. And then I appreciate you, Chris, for letting me up on your stuff. Maybe we can do it again. That's your call, of course.
Of course.
But yeah, I appreciate the conversation, especially to start off, just like asking like personal questions that, like stuff like that. Tyree, hey man, wasn't no disrespect there. I was just, we get passionate. You know how us people get. We get passionate. You know what I mean?
What's up?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great conversation. Don't look at me like that. 'Cause you're the most passionate person on here.
No, I'm a Christian.
Yeah. It's like,
fuck you, okay?
Your give a damn is at an all-time low.
It really is.
I know. So don't be looking at me crazy. But so I am going to be starting my own little series. I just want to interview content creators, and I already got a few people lined up, including Chris here. But I would like to get, just like what Advocate was saying, I like to get Tyree and William on too. Just picking your brain, asking simple questions like what got you into wrestling and stuff like that. I mean, if you guys are interested, I'll shoot both you guys a DM on here, and we can set up a time and a date and all that stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had a great time on here, and that's all I got.
All right, Tyree, go ahead with your promo.
Hey guys, regardless if you were in the chat or in one of these squares here, this is a symbiotic relationship as we try to navigate this world of professional wrestling. Regardless of where you stand or where everything is, this is like a relationship. You got to know how to love us. We got to know how to love you. We have these conversations as peaceful human beings to be able to do so. We have our boundaries. We have our lines. And I think we all should respect them as well as learn about them properly. With that being said, I hope everybody adds everybody requests everybody, regardless if you're just watching, you're watching from day one, where Bruno Sammartino was running wrestling for 10 years, or your favorite match is Melina versus Alicia. Like, you want to make sure that this world of professional wrestling grows and is profitable from all different walks of life, regardless if it's the E or if it's the indies. or if it's anywhere else from there. To your local wrestlers, talk to your local personnel. You might know somebody before up. You never know. All the professional wrestling that we're in right now is a very niche thing that guys like us and guys like you have made it big. We want to say thank you and thank you guys for the platform that you guys have, and we're gonna take this thing to the moon and continue to evolve it. Get all the fuck niggas out of here. We get all the people, the weirdos. Wrestling has a weird way of weeding out the weak, and we'll be able to make it not only safe for you, safe for everybody, and planning for everybody to watch. Again, if you don't like the restaurant, go to a different restaurant. There's still good food out there. So watch what you want to watch, like what you like, and be respectful to others. All right?
Cool. Thank you. All right. With that being said, everybody, once again, this is Wrestling Debates and Catering, episode 259. Thank you so much to our guests that I did not expect to have on here. Our wrestler, Mr. William Storm, Mr. Tyree Taylor. If you guys do want to come on here again and actually have an indie wrestling panel, I actually know a couple of indie wrestlers, so if you guys do want to have like a little panel where, you know, me and the co-host can like have a conversation with you guys about like, you know, what's going on in the professional wrestling business, you know, we can. Hey, bro, like I love doing these spaces with you guys, and this was very informative. This was really like I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? We literally just turned this space for you guys, whatever, and we can definitely do this shit again. So I will definitely be contacting both of you guys, and if Chris Natural that's in the comment section right now, because I actually know him personally. He's here in Milwaukee. He's actually he's about to retire pretty soon. So I think he's in Legacy Wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. So what I will do is I will get with you guys and see if we can do a space with you guys if that's cool. But yeah, once again,
wrestlers hate talking about wrestling when we're together. So we're gonna talk about road trips and who you know.
I don't care. I don't care.
Any story is a good story from a wrestler to
I want to
me.
hear it. I do not
Wrestling
care.
is like our least favorite part.
I don't care. I'm serious. Like this would be y'all show, but yeah,
whatever story I can hear, I'll be all for it.
Most definitely.
I do got a quick plug, real quick. If I can.
What's up, brother?
If I can plug this. In Thomasville, North Carolina, June 7th, the Perfect Storm himself will be in Thomasville, North Carolina, in CBW, Carolina Backyard Wrestling. For it. It's the first show they're starting back up called Bash at the Backyard, and I will be in action twice.
Cool.
And if y'all guys are not in that area, go add him and add that promotion, and y'all will be able to follow him. And y'all never know where it takes him, man. Support means everything.
Cool. So tomorrow night we'll have the cookout tomorrow at 9:00 Central, 10:00 Eastern. Until that time, my name is Chris from the #Heels for Life. This is your boy, Mr. Darkwing Dubb, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Oh, let's go. His